Our presentation style has been described by most as extremely intense and at times very combative. A lot of you are very likely going to be triggered tonight by the things you're going to hear us say during this podcast. We give all glory to the Father Yahawah forever. His will be done. We can't tell you anything more than the truths we've witnessed. We will show you the evidence, and the fact of the matter is, the truth itself, by its very nature, is a roaring lion seeking whom it will devour, because it wages war against all forms of deception and mind control. We do not present this information to be liked or to be popular or to make money or to make friends. Here we stand as witnesses on earth for the truth, for the widow, and for the weak. We recognize that the choices set before us have eternal consequences, and it's our duty to share the truth with you that we have compiled. We fight so that people can have the information, because the best way to empower someone is to give them all the information. Tonight, we are here to witness to the truth. Thank you for tuning in, and may the Father's will be done.
Can you break your crumbling idols and push them pieces into the sea? Can I trust you to keep my secret? I have loved in the face of God.
Yeah, that's not a tropical where you can grow coconuts right next to ice. It's not going to happen. That's
So RV, you believe that there is a crystalline, some sort of dome over us? Yes? No?
probably something like diamond. Yeah, probably.
Okay,
like
yeah,
that's a theory.
I'll go with that. No, I'm with you. That's a theory, and I think it's a very possible one. So what if we were in this dome, then we had Antarctica, and it terminated to Antarctica, and then bubbling up again comes another dome, okay? Another a ring dome, like a donut. And then the dome isn't the firmament. The dome is very, very thick, and that's the firmament. And the source of that sun is above that dome or within that dome. So we have the sun being reflected, projected just like a magnifying glass makes a little point. Okay, this is just speculation. I'm just spitballing here. So we have our sun being focused into our atmosphere. Well, that same source sun would hit that other little dome and focus another sun right in there. And it could be freezing where the dome comes down. Antarctica is the freezing point. And then there's another dome. And that same source sun, that same source, God-given energy source, is projecting the same thing, and then the people inside that dome see the dome there. I mean, that is a possibility. That is not anti-biblical. It's something that we can speculate on. It's something that we can think about and not claim that we know how this earth is. You have a massive ego because you think you know exactly how this place is set up, and you don't.
I'm using common sense.
Thank you for listening, by the way.
What you're applying there is just gibberish rubbish that you're just pulling out of your butt. I'm sticking to make it more interesting.
Hey, Jaron,
and more. When the reality is not as sexy as your made up millions of other freaking donut holes and beyond the ice wall.
And this is who
Ain't nobody stopping. Ain't nobody stopping.
And we are live, everyone. I'm Jason of the Awake Souls, and I'm not alone. I'm joined by the Limitless one, Ronnie Harris. How are you doing, brother?
Yes, great intro. I'm doing amazing. Well, I mean, there could be a lot of things that I'd rather be doing tonight, but the shills are back, so we've got to cover it. What I want to let people know is we won't be going beyond any other ice walls, and we won't be going into any ring, hole, whatever, donut worlds. We're going to be bringing you, again, more information tonight out of the shills' mouths, right? The Church of Satan, the best they have. We'll be presenting it again tonight. So I'm excited to be here. It's Wednesday. We're now on the downhill of the week, right? Soon it'll be Friday. People can relax on the weekend. Tonight, it's a serious matter, as well as, Jason and I get to, laugh a little bit. We find some of this stuff comical because we've been documenting this stuff for over 5 years now, all of these different shills. But yeah, so Jason, what are you feeling tonight? What are your first thoughts that you want to share with everybody?
Well, we've got a ton of timestamps. So what we're going to be doing is a little bit of a rewind. So if you've been following along, what we've been doing is going through this content that has a split within the fake flat earth taking place. And we've been timestamping all the characters involved in this fake split. And so we've covered more recent content. Now we're going back to the hangout where Jaron and deep inside the rabbit hole were joined by RV. We're going to go back to that hangout. It's a big one. It's a 4-hour long one. We haven't covered this yet. So now it's a little bit of a rewind where now you're going to see the setup to the things that we've covered already. And once we get through that, then we have a video by Jake the Asshole. Then we have a video by Russian Vids. Then we have another video by Jake the Asshole. We don't know how many of these timestamps we're going to get through. We're just going to get through what we can, and then we'll do more come Friday. So it looks like these guys are going to continue to put out propaganda regarding this certain narrative, and we're going to just sit here and smash on it every bit of the way. Now, one of the things that's sort of neat and interesting is we have Alex, all right, from Conspiracy. We're going to call it Cats because he's the cat guy, Conspiracy Cats. And
So he wants to come on, and we're talking about doing something this weekend. So we're scheduling that. And, well, Jake the asshole was upset last time we covered him.
And Pizza T, right?
And Pizza T, that he didn't get to come on and start doing damage control right away. And we told him, listen, no, we're going to expose you first, and then you can take all of your points from the way we exposed you, and then we can have an organized sit-down where we overstand you. So he's going to now have to schedule around Conspiracy Cats, because Conspiracy Cats wants that position this weekend.
Yeah. Again, so there's some seriousness with this, as well as, we're going to try to make it as funny as possible, as well as, we'll not be dragging on too much. I'm going to try not to talk too much. I'm going to try to be poignant with my statements. But what I want everyone to know is that there's serious disgustingness involved with DITRH. We're going to be pointing out his Peter file type, imagery and content, and the fact that these people are also targeting children, talking about teens and other things like that, teaching kids. This is why we're here. We're here to warn people, to give them the information so that they can make their own choices. Because at the end of the day, nobody should be going around indoctrinating anybody else with more Kabbalism. We already have the heliocentric infinite reality with a sphere inside of a sphere inside of a sphere. Now we don't need to have a ring pond inside of another ring pond inside of another ring. If people don't see what we're going to lay forth tonight with their own very own words, there's a good chance that you need to start doing more research. You need to start testing and verifying things on your own. All we can do is share with you everything that we've compiled, starting off with what they've come back. So the whole team, we've got Patricia Steer. The only one who hasn't really come back, but never was involved with the drama, was Mark Sargent. Or Eric Dubé hasn't really made a video about this. But we have the main players, Jeranism. We've got David Weiss, Russian Videos. So, just before I throw it back to you, Jason, I don't want to rant too long. Russian Videos actually, besides the crazy retardedness, he shared this picture yesterday, everybody, or was it the day before, of Pat Steer. It's the worst CGI photo I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't know how Russian Vids can even look at himself in the mirror at night. Does he take the mirrors down just like because he doesn't show his face on a live stream? He doesn't have any mirrors either in his house. I mean, the most retarded thing, but he actually overstood David, right? Was able to debunk as well as expose all of the satanic symbol, not all of it, but a good amount of the satanic symbolism, including the Masonic connections, all of that. All David could say was, I don't agree with you, Russian Videos. That's all they had for defense. Or, oh yeah, I was standing backwards on a ladder holding a cerveza beer, doing a Masonic pose. Oh, I was tired, he said. So you had a photographer come out and set up a camera and set up an angle, and you walked backwards up the ladder, David, just so that you could be tired and sit. Like, it's so stupid. The things that these people are going to tell you is the most ridiculousness. And just to let everybody know, we are absolutely coming on all the different platforms. David Weiss thinks that he can go on DITRH and go on TikTok and spew a bunch of garbage. We're coming there. We're going to absolutely smash everyone on there. Jake the asshole, he's going to come on. I can save this until he's on, but I seen him going around throwing out challenges, right, to fist fight the flat Earth. I'll challenge Jake. What's his name? Jake, and his last name is Gibson, right, Jay? Gibson, right?
Gibson, yeah, 33. We can bring up the gematria, right? Because
I don't even know if this is his real name, right? Because now he's got a 33 last name. It happens to be a type of a guitar. He's a musician,
guitar player, right? Yeah.
So if he thinks that they're taking these big containers of heavy metals and they're flying up in the sky and they're poisoning everybody with it, I think we should have a fist fight or an MMA match we can wear gloves, because obviously if I was to just backhand Jake and he'd be just laid out, we'll put some pads on and we'll live stream it, me versus you, and the winner. So if you win, I'll take down my videos about chemtrails being a demonic psyop, and if I win, you got to take down all your stuff about how David Keith from Harvard, they're spraying nanoparticulates in the air to block out the sun. All this shit needs to go down, right? So come on, Jake, come on down. Let's do this like men. You want to throw challenges out there? I'm challenging you, right? You got 10 grand or however much cash you have. Make it happen. Let's do this fight tomorrow. I'm absolutely ready. So Jake the asshole, Jake Gibson, flat earth asshole. You think that chemtrails are satanic poison I don't think so. You want to fight people? I want to fight people. I want to fight you, Jake, because I think you're a garbage human being.
I would definitely live stream it. Yeah, and I would want my shot too. So, I don't know. We've got so many links to get through. Should we get into screen share? Is there anything else that you want to go through before we get into screen share?
If I start talking, I'm just going to keep ranting. So I'm just going to shut up. I'm going to pay attention, and I'm going to try to make my points poignant. And my challenge doesn't go to just to Jake. Any Satanist out there, you guys want to come and throw down? Let's do this. The winner gets to have the last word. You guys got to shut your channels down. If you come to fight me, the deal is you shut your channel down. You beat me. If you tap me out or knock me out, I'll shut my channel down. Right now, that's the deal. Anybody, Mark Passio, Jake the Asshole, Jaron. Oh, boy, would I absolutely love the chance to get Jerry in a ring. That would be so much fun. Any of you liars and deceivers, you guys think you're so tough? You're just nothing but keyboard cowards. All of you, every single one of you. Anyone, come on, let's go. And you know what? Come on, what do we have to lose? It's 2021. There's the Cerveza thing going on. Let's do it. Let's throw down. Let's have some fun. Let's see who is the best fighter in the truther community, right? And the losers have to shut their channels down. That's the rule.
I'll take those stakes. All right, so I'm going to jump in.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so everybody, yeah. Sorry to, people that don't like violence and all that. I'm not a violent guy, but I'm just sick of these liars and deceivers. If I can stop them just in one physical confrontation, I'm all in. I'm all in. And I'm not a violent guy by nature, but I do have my experience with that. And let's do it. I heard Jake challenging people, right? Excuse me. Just 1 second. Yes, two things. One, the data stream might be faster without our cameras. The other question is, can I get a screen share just so I can pay attention? Thank you. And again, thank you for everyone showing up. I really appreciate the people that take the time to spend the time with us, because this takes a lot of our time. We dedicate our lives to fighting for truth. That's what we do, because we believe that everyone deserves to have the information. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Let's get into this.
Show, it's the baby, Jake the show, it's the baby, Jake the show, it's the baby, Jake the show. It's the baby truth the show, and it starts now.
Gross. These people are also openly satanic. They talk about witchcraft and spells and all this type of. I don't know if you're muted. You need to add your mic again. But yeah, the whole baby truther thing Jason was pointing out is that, it looks like when we're dealing with these types of Peter files, right? The Peter files. Why would you be a satanic truther and have an intro to your show where it's a bunch, you're now a baby? My pedometer meters just fly off the charts, right? And that's why we're here. That's why we're doing this tonight.
Yeah, so if people miss me, I should go back. I'm going to play this intro once again and just point out a couple of things. That was starting at 3:49. Just doesn't give me much room to see as far as skipping through here. So she throws up the eye symbolism.
It's a double,
yeah.
She's doing all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah, so you got
it's just
kids.
weird that why are they dancing around with a bunch of kids? Can anyone explain that to me? Why this is disgusting? What's going on here?
It's the Baby Truther show.
YouTube, he won't leave these podcasts on YouTube as far as I know, but YouTube has a little checkbox. You're not supposed to put any children in your videos. Never. Like maybe Jaron bought that footage, but I'll tell you guys right now, if this was my kid and some Satanist and witch and all these different characters here deep inside the rabbit hole character, I'd be definitely I'm appalled at just seeing it.
Yeah, so then there's a clip up here where
7, which I don't know that
Rose 777. Jaron's introducing Rose.
He's still sitting it every day.
Zero times. Nice. All right.
Not already.
That's quick. It's a quick trigger. We also got Rose 777, which I don't know. I don't know what those 3 sevens are.
You never know. But I came fully prepared because we're going to hear a lot of Baby Truther talk, and so I got my baby blanket.
No, let's just start from
because we called out the fact that Aleister Crowley has a book that's called 777s, and that Crow, which is short for Crowley, 77 is her wingman. We pointed out that these people worship Satan and Aleister Crowleyanism. That's what they do. And their response to that is, that's a Baby Truther fact. No, it's an absolute fact.
All right, so we've got some more Rose intro here. Oh, stink. Why did it do that? I need 6:35. Here we go.
I got very upset. I got very upset last night. I didn't really hear the whole stream, but I waited for it to be over because I knew it was going on, because I wanted to find out for myself instead of going.
This is sped up.
Yeah, she's rambling.
On a stream and talking about it on the air. I wanted to call him myself and just find out what's going on, because it wasn't even about David.
She wanted to call Russian videos. So, and I just want to point out real quick here that this chick goes on TV and does all these types of treatments, and what she's promoting, manifesting, is sickness and promoting pharmakia. It's disgusting. I have a huge problem with that. Anybody that's listening to me that follows her, get away from that. Don't watch people promote their mind-controlled sicknesses that they want to make you think are real. Stay away from these people.
We're going to get to know a little bit more about Rose here.
Sorry, David, that this wasn't about you, but I was paying very close attention, not to the fight. I was looking at the information that he was bringing to the table about David. And one of the things really upset me, because I have been researching this whole double sun thing. And then there was one time when he was like, David, that's not biblical cosmology. And I got very upset because I like to talk about this double sun.
I need a pause. None of you know what biblical cosmology is. The biblical cosmology has the earth shaped as a rectangle, not a circle. It has 4 corners at the edges. 4 corners. Where are your corners on your AE map? See, this is the other thing that these witches and Satanists do. They come in here and they say what the biblical model is, and they aren't even biblical people. They mock the scriptures. They mock the creator. Then they try to tie it to the AE map and model. This is something that we've been saying for over 5 years, well over. And don't come on here, Rose, and try to explain me on what the biblical view is, because you don't have any clue what it is. You don't know nothing. None of these people do. All they want to do is tie the fake AE map and model, and that's including Russian vids, to an easily debunkable, discreditable AE projection, which is azimuthal equidistant. It's a globe. It's a sphere squished, and the Antarctica, which is the bottom of the globe, is stretched to infinity. Right? The Mercator map is a rectangle one that's wrong because they stretch the north and the south to infinity. Right? Our map actually coordinates the true true way to represent an earth as a sphere or a flat plane. But anyways, I just want to make sure everybody knows that nothing that these people tell you is biblical. Nothing.
Well, the funny thing is the psyop that's being promoted here is the double sun thing. So she's upset with RV because RV's saying, oh, you can't say double sun, and she's a double sunner. So it's an absolute ridiculous psyop. Nobody's ever seen two suns. Like somebody will show you a reflection in a camera, you know, a glitch, and say this blue dot next to the sun is another sun. It's one of the most stupid psyops. It's right up there with Bigfoot. Like you have to be a moron to believe in double sun.
It's Richie from Boston who's the big double sun guy, and he's got a patent. So that's another thing that you're going to hear these shills and Satanists constantly say. It's got to be real if there's a patent. You kidding me? A patent is an idea that someone penned down on a piece of paper. It's as real as toilet paper to me. Show me the building. Show me the construction. The ISS is real. Show me the construction of it, not the CGI representation that they tried to recreate way after. When you build something, there's a live stream, I think, of the CN Tower being built in Toronto. You can watch how they built it. There's no evidence of any of the things that any of these people say. They don't even screen share evidence. They're just the baby truther show.
Sun, thinking that the source sun is actually outside possibly of the firmament because maybe
this is David Weiss stuff.
It's because they mistransliterate the word firmament. It comes from the word rakia. It meant the open vastness of heaven, the vault of heaven. There's an open area in the sky. That's all it delineates. And that's where the stars, the sun and the moon, and the birds of the air fly in the firmament, in the rakia, the heavens. It's so ridiculous how far this has gotten.
And now because Rose is a close friend of RV, she's going to turn this around and throw this on him right now.
It's not biblical. That's not biblical.
And then it goes through, and what we're seeing is the sun. But it doesn't even matter because they were talking about the moon. But I just wanted to talk to him, and I was like, "Do you care that I haven't accepted Jesus Christ?
Oh, he does care.
As my Lord and Savior." And
all right, so that's Rose's position to RV, who they're close friends with. She's asking of him, "Do you even care that I'm not saved?" Sort of interesting way to talk to your friends.
And that's not how you're saved. You don't accept him in as your Lord and Savior. No, you believe on his death and resurrection. That's how you will get your chance that you get into the kingdom.
All right. So we've got a little statement coming up right here at 10 minutes.
Calculator.
I am an actor. I'm a thespian 1000%.
We know, believe me.
All right, there was a statement from Alex. He wants to join us this weekend. So right now, Alex, take a timestamp of this right now. And we would love to hear you explain this whole thespian thing, because it's what Dave used. You say you're a thespian.
We'll get his words, not our suppositions, right?
No, definitely his words.
He can take that as a bullet point.
All right, I got to bump something over on the live stream quick.
Look at Rose's face. She's so, hope maybe we could get Rose on too, because this is the same thing. I see the same thing with Zen Garcia and Rose. I think they're both, I don't even know what you would call it. I think Rose is in a wheelchair, and I don't want to pick on her for that because I'm the most sensitive person ever when it comes to people with disabilities. The thing that I don't understand is why she's promoting satanic witchcraft. That's the thing that I want to ask.
All right. So I'm at, 11:06, and Jaren's going to expose Alex is my note.
Wow. Yeah. 29 also is 9/11.
Yeah, because that's 9/11, 9 and 1.
So just the obvious. Alex has two pyramid logos. He has pyramid buildings, and look at around here. Can you see my mouse?
Oh, boy.
What are these? These are lightning bolts. Okay, these are symbols of the occult, right? All right, maybe these are just coincidences.
You want
to? Lightning was a mockery. These Satanists are stupid. They don't even know how to do any research. They just pay people to do what they got. Jaren does a little bit of work, but I mean, not much. When Azazel, the head Satan, was thrown down, the Creator said to him, "You are as high. You are as high as all of the highest of the angels. And look how fast you fell. You fell to earth like a bolt of lightning." Right? That doesn't mean that the bolt of lightning is Satan's. Right? No, it's not. So all of you guys that think that some kind of lightning symbol is satanic, you're absolutely wrong. You're promoting Yahawahashai's symbol. He's the one who controls lightning, not any Satanists.
All right. So this is all before RV showed up, but they are going through an exposing ritual of Alex right now, and it's going to keep going for a little bit.
Let's let it pass. Let's let it pass.
Yeah. Let's just keep going here.
Wait, can I say one real quick? Because I've got, for me, I mean, I've known it since the day I met him. Alexander, primetime 99, and we know, how do they operate? They flip everything upside down. As above, so below. We flip that 99. What do we get? We get a 66. We could split that.
So it's interesting that Jaron brought this up, because this was this the day that Mac died? 11/4/21. I don't think it was. We're close.
Well, it was the day that the news was released that Mac died, because he must have died on the 3rd.
On the 3rd.
So 3/11.
So Mac did a stream on 3/11, and his speedometer got to 299. No, was it 200,000 and 999 miles or kilometers?
Well, I think he had 8 9s on the screen.
8 9s, and in April he did a stream where he had 7 or 6 6s. I think he had 7 6s. So he did the flip of this. He did exactly what Jaron's talking about. Jaron's calling it out. What I'm stating is that this is a Church of Satan timestamp.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about Alex. Why would anybody? So someone that comes to you and says, "Oh, I'm using a satanic symbol of an all-seeing eye on a pyramid as a joke," or to desensitize people, he's using it as a hypnotic mind control tactic. It holds witchcraft with it. Now, it is an absolute joke to me. When I see this, I see a joke, because I know that the pyramids were built by the Freemasons. They were, like Italian style rock and cement. They took the sand and they made bricks, and it's garbage. It's falling apart. You're not even allowed to go within like 1,000 feet of the pyramids, because the whole thing is crumbling down. It's only like maybe 150 to 200 years tops old. It's a joke. So he's just promoting a joke symbol. He's got the light coming up. He's got the all-seeing eye, which is all satanic symbolism. Then he calls himself Conspiracy Castle, this at CC. He's got the 33 with the orange tie, like everything that this guy, and he's going to tell you, "Oh, I'm just doing it to mock it." No. This is your uniform. These are your symbols.
He actually has the business card. He admits to it. He's on Alex Jones and CNN.
How did you get there? Did you get there because you have a Mason card? And he can come on and explain himself. He can. All these things, I hope he's taking bullet points.
He's planning on it.
And don't come here and say, "I just do it to mock people," because we're not going to buy any of that nonsense.
This keeps going, though. He's being exposed. It's like a ritual going on right now.
And we get 33.
And so hold on. This is Alex's logo. We have the CC, which is 33, and then on top we have the 1, 2, 3.
Why is he saying we?
Dual 33. How much
Dave,
more
his handler?
do we have to do?
More.
There's more.
You don't have to do any more.
Okay. So let's go back to the gematria calculator. And first, just to show you, CC is 33.
Oh yeah, everybody's got that one.
Oh, that's good. Thank
of course.
You for teaching us.
And then,
Baby Truth
what does Alex love talking about most? What does he love talking about most? So wait, and also Alex, I know this is the hard.
This is not a laughing subject, right
now.
This is not a laughing subject.
He loves to talk about his cat.
No.
It's my guess.
I know this is a hard time for you because your mother died.
Whoa.
Why? Hold on. So his mom died of cerveza bug, and these guys are going to sit on here and mock it, and he's just going to sit there? Really?
We know this is hard for you, but we're going to mock you. We understand your mom just died of this.
I'm catching some serious crisis act horror.
Horror.
Act horness. Alex, you're acting awfully like a crisis act horror.
All right. So from this point on, notice that there's going to be no proof of Alex's mom's death. They're going to actually talk about how there's no proof of it.
Of COVID recently. All right. And it's
that's
just
still in the air. I want to
Alex,
keep that.
don't make me mute you. Don't make me mute you. Okay?
You're being rude. You're being rude right now.
Up today.
It's weird. I'm just saying it's weird. I'm not saying there's anything here that you never, ever had your mother on the show, never showed us a picture of yourself with your mother. We never really even heard about your mother until all of a sudden she was sick and then she died like that. All right, I'm going to leave that. We're going to move forward because that's something for another day to look into.
Something for another day. Guess what? Sure. That's the type of stuff that actual truthers look into and expose. So,
yeah, good ones.
When Alex joins us this coming weekend, we want to see the evidence, right? Because David's saying that there is none. Show us the evidence, Alex, that your mom died of what you said.
we're auto hoaxers. So once the Smith-Mundt Act was repealed in 2013, it made everything on the news and everything in the internet you could make just lies. It was legal. Right? You understand that, Alex, and everyone else that's listening? So anybody that comes out and tells you that anything on the news is real is an absolute liar.
And you're going to have to do better than Rob Skiba's evidence, because that's not going to fly. We're going through that tonight.
We're going to get into that too.
So I can jump ahead to 1406.
His tie, Dave. Look at his tie.
Wait, and we're going to get there. When he was on InfoWars, we didn't get there yet. Hold on. Okay,
Dave was on there too.
Anybody who's on InfoWars is
so
the shit,
orange.
by the way.
Orange is.
Did you hear, Jaron?
Yeah.
Anyone on InfoWars is a shill. Well,
he's going to say they're not, though, right?
Yeah,
but he goes on to mock Mark Deislater, who is a huge InfoWars presence. Still is.
Jones is a known shill. You're on his show, and you happen to choose an orange tie for that show. What are you saying? And wait, and RV has told us without a doubt, if you're on CNN, Alex Jones, you are a shill, 100%.
Yeah.
Now I was on.
Dave was on CNN too. Okay, listen, everybody. If you get on any tiny hat Ashkenazi, and by the way, talking about tiny hats, Jaron and David and Mark Passio and Mac and all these other guys that are Satanists, Church of Satan, they're heavy Kabbalists. They cover their heads with these tiny hats because they think they can hide their lies and thoughts from the Creator. That's what these morons think. Just want to point that out. Anybody that's on a tiny hat network, Fox, CNN, ABC, CBC, NBC, any of these different places, you are absolutely Team Satan. I will instantaneously mark you down as an absolute shill, and you're going to make the spreadsheet. You'll make the flow chart, and you will be brought up and exposed. Don't tell me that any of these truthers are getting on mainstream news channels because they're not working for the principalities of the air, for Team Church of Satan. You'd have to kill me to make me change my mind.
We got a little bit more in this clip.
I'm a shill, right? I was on, but you've been on regularly, and as a matter of fact, aren't you going to be streaming on there regularly? Don't you have a regular?
Did they give you a channel?
I have a channel.
Wow,
on the network now. Yeah, so I'm definitely
what channel?
Shill.
How are you going to work your way?
He has a channel on
CNN.
No, Alex Jones.
Okay, and everybody, if you want to know why we call Alex Jones a shill, is because he openly promotes Zionism. Right, that people should be dual citizens on the government. You should be allowed to work for the government of the United States and the government of Israel, which we stand against. Alex Jones supposedly snuck into the Bohemian Grove. Are you out of your absolute mind if you think that wasn't all staged? And we could go on for hours and hours and hours, but just those two facts alone is enough for me to debunk Alex Jones as being anybody credible. And he admits that his family was all like CIA and military and completely against freedom.
All right, so once again, this is all before RV has shown up. This has been a roasting of Alex. Now Alex is going to add to the hype here.
Those Red Wings pants?
Yeah. Detroit
right.
Red Wings.
Wow.
Sit down.
Type in Red Wings. That's devil. That's a culture.
Type in Red Wings, Dave. We got a
problem. This is 100% provable.
Type in Detroit. Type in Detroit or Red Wings.
So this is the act that Alex puts on during the shows. Every once in a while, he's funny. He's mostly there to annoy people. But let's go here.
You still have a channel. That's what I don't understand. Because we can't talk about truth at all. Our channels get taken down every day. And look at this guy just running up, dressing up as a woman, just printing something new every day.
Dressing up as a woman, we know is another satanic Freemason ritual.
And this is from his channel. They're going to his YouTube channel asking why he's allowed to be on YouTube. Right? The guy that's going to be on Alex Jones, on their show. But we're not done yet.
No, dressed as a woman, that's transgendered. That makes me
that's why you say that.
So look at this.
That makes me Baphomet. He thought it was funny. That makes me
real
Baphomet.
funny, real funny.
Right here. Alex just happens. Prime time 99 at 7:29.
99.
Okay? Right?
Remember, you brought it up. The 999s that they're dropping right here was what Mac had in his video.
Mm-hmm.
So this video they produced the day that the headlines came out. They hadn't even talked about Max passing yet, or retirement.
Flip
transition.
Look behind him. What's
transition.
This?
Wow.
9/11.
9/11 right
Now
there.
you don't come
Look how
on.
happy Alex is.
Yes.
Wow.
They're showing right in the thumbnail, primetime 99, and then all the 9/11, everything. This is some video where he's acting like a newscaster out here, and he's getting roasted. He's loving it.
You're telling me you didn't see that?
Station.
You're telling me you didn't see that? Doesn't matter where it's at. Doesn't matter where it's
don't
at.
Make me mute you.
Signs and symbols.
This is undeniable.
Signs and
how
symbols.
much do you have to go forward? How much do we have to show you?
You don't. You stay away from people like this. Stay as far away from. You know what? If you want to watch it, go ahead, watch it. I don't care. When I see this stuff, all I do is document their Satanism.
Totally. Show which team they're on. That's all we're doing. All right. So we're at about 2049. This is where Alex is bringing out his business card for everybody to see.
It's a Freemason square.
Playing music is satanic.
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
It can be.
Camera is it?
All right.
What are you trying to do there? Uh-oh, what's that? A Freemason card? Don't tell me it has your
Look
name
at
on
my
it.
business card. Alex Stein.
Why would anyone do
Goodness,
that?
it's over.
Has the compass in
'Cause he's a Freemason.
square and all
Media
seeing
broadcaster and huge shill. Yep.
He's just
Alexander.
owning it. This is
True.
This is the kind of stuff that you've said before. You should just own it. So Alex is actually just owning it. So he actually does get like a little bit more.
I can understand it, actually.
Sure.
This is the revelation of the method, right? So first we had the externalization of the hierarchy, where they went around teaching everyone Satanism, right? Making it normalized. Now they're showing you the methods that they used to mind control people.
Yeah, he's going to show you both sides so that you can actually see that this is for reals. It's got his picture on the other side.
Stein, Alex Stein. What
Very
do you say about
disappointing.
that, Rose?
What do you think
But
about
this is what
that?
happens when you come to this channel. You get
Loves it.
exposed.
Okay, yes.
Oh, go ahead. Rose, go ahead. You want to give your opening statement?
Go ahead, Rose.
Opening
Finish your
statement. Go ahead.
statement.
The main thing is
Here's Rose's opening statement. We'll skip ahead to...
Yeah, Rose, you need to find natural healing. Get away from all those machines and pharmakia. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I'll pray for you anyways.
We can go to 3015.
It's just ridiculous. How about this bug out bag? Did you? So here's
Selling
the thing.
Richies,
I'm not trying to be petty and say you're not allowed to do this, because guess what? I realize how hard it is to do what we do. I realize that I lost a house doing this when I started. I realize that when you do it for the first 3 years, you don't make shit.
Oh.
And then you start to get into it. You start to do it almost full time. You
Start
look for
rolling.
ways. Look at, I had to do
getting
Bitcoin consultations.
pissed at
I
the
had to do
physical
anything
money.
I could to make this a
Bitcoin
full-time job. Now,
consultations.
I've done it. How long will it last? Could be tomorrow. Tomorrow, my channel could go down, and who knows, I might need to find a job. But
Shieldon's not working, he's saying. Maybe not.
His channel could go down and he might have to find a job. But this is his job, everyone. This is his career. We're going to hear a bunch of statements from Jared to that effect coming up.
Jerry.
Yep. So this keeps going.
But the things that I do, as long as I'm doing them with truth in mind, right? I've never sold a freaking mask in my life. I've never had masks for sale. I've got some T-shirts.
I have. Let's talk about.
So Darren says, I never sold the mask. David right away throws up his hand. Yeah, that was me. I sold the mask.
Look at this guy. Look at this kid on the screen. This is just nothing but a child. I sold some. I got my pennies. Like you, total tiny hatter, right? David Weiss. Weissenbergstein.
He goes on to explain himself.
Ryan
Ever heard of the
doesn't
wrong?
willfully sell masks, but if you wanted to, I don't have a freaking problem with it.
Oh,
Yeah. Do as thou wilt, right? Isn't
Sorry,
that their
I'm sorry.
way?
Yeah.
Even if we want to, make baby truther shows and dance around like babies, do as thou wilt, right? Get away from her.
if you want to sell masks, he's okay with you doing it.
Yeah. Dave probably made millions off of it.
Give you permission.
Right? He knew the Cerveza thing was coming. He knew the sheeple were going to wear the masks. He did the Cerveza pose in the beginning on the ladder, showing that it was him.
I want 4049. Why did it jump?
people
hey,
when you're selling the mask,
RB,
you're
it was a bad
hypnotizing
idea,
people, right?
just like some of the shit that you do. Let's get into my logo. So in college, I studied hypnotism.
Oh,
wow. Well, Alex is an actor. Sage of Quay is a hypnotist by profession, so he must be doing evil things.
Absolutely Satanist.
I used to work for a pharmacy.
Yeah. So that's lame. And then I will admit though that I did have a Jesuit schooled designer make my logo.
So let's pause. Nice pause. Jaren's not happy with that, huh? So we've got it all documented. We got the screen caps and everything because Jaren likes to take stuff down from the internet. Jaren was he went to a Jesuit school most of his life. He was trained Jesuit. And David was just exposing him for it. And this is the reaction you get. But we're going to get into what they're not going to tell you about David's logo.
Yeah, this is what they have to say about it coming up.
I said to them, well, the logo's got to be round, but I want my DITRH as big as possible. And I want it to represent deep inside the rabbit hole because that's what my logo is. So the designer got the staircase from Alice in Wonderland. And I said, I want flat earth in there. Put the flat earth in there and put my logo across the top. Can you design it any different? Right? So first it was Saturn Warship. Oh, no, that wasn't you.
No,
that's
not
else. But
and while he's doing this, he's selling Richie stuff.
Spiral.
Yeah.
So no one's allowed to make a spiral in your world.
More spirals.
They're trained. They're hypnotizing people. Is that correct?
All right. So
are you going to pull my image up that I made to show people?
I think I do.
It's time. It's time.
Well, I don't have that one.
Unscreen share and get it. I sent it to you on the green messaging.
Oh, okay.
You need it. You know which one I'm talking about.
All right, let me get it up.
We didn't have to unscreen share with me. I meant unscreen share with the audience. But you didn't have to do that either if you know how to pull it up and then move it into position.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody, this is the part of the Peter file exposing that. You got to screen share with me again when you get ready. This is something that needs to be brought to everyone's attention. And in my opinion,
I don't see where you sent it.
Did I send it in Zoom? Let me see. Yeah, I sent it in the green messaging. It's just above Australia orders, whatchamacallit, spot checks. It's just above that. It's like 4 messages up in the green.
All right, let me share again with you so that you can see, and then you'll see that I can't see.
What? I'll resend it to you. Let me see here. Let's send this to you via Zoom. Sorry, everybody. This has to be done. This is not what I want to do, but here, I'll resend it to you this way. You should get it now in the same spot that you just were. So everybody, this is the part of the hangout that I'm not looking forward to. This is something gross, right? And
it's not
it's got to be
through
done.
Zoom.
What? Okay, hold on. I'll send it another way. So it's not coming. No, I didn't send it through Zoom. I sent it through the green message again.
Oh, you said Zoom, so I got rid of the other one.
Did it come through the other one?
Yes.
Okay. This is the part of the podcast that I feel is the most important thing for me to show. I don't know if it's showing up. So you have to make it a lot smaller to fit the screen. We can zoom in. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is David's logo that he's talking about, that Jaren designed. And the first things that I want to point out about it.
I'm trying to figure out how to shrink it. It's not.
Well, you can move it around individually. It's fine like that. You just have to move it to the right when we get to there. For now, just leave it the way. Yeah, that's fine like that. So if you want to, can you zoom in? No, you can, huh?
Zoom in?
Well, on just the logo. So what I want to point out here, yeah, you see how to center it. So the logo itself, DITRH, which right off the bat is disgusting. Deep inside any rabbit holes, you want to stay out of them. That's disgusting. I'm not going to get into the connotations there. You have a 666 right there. If you can't see that it's completely doing a 666, you are blind, right? And so one of the grossest things about the whole Peter file topic, right, is the fact that their logo is an upside down. You could form a 666. It's the same logo. If you scroll down so people can see, and that's little something lover. You're not quite getting it there. So that's that logo, right? So if you go back up and to the right, I'll show you, I overimposed the scribble, and it's scribbled like that because it's supposed to be like a child scribbled it. So here you go. Here's the spiral that David's talking about, right? Remember, his channel is called Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. He literally has the exact same pedophile symbol embedded in his symbol. It's disgusting. And he openly says that he talks to kids, right? He's been on streams with teenagers trying to flat smack them with nonsensical outer pond theories. He says he's trying to expand their minds. Okay. And what I want you guys to know, that the shape of this logo also matches something disgusting that every human beings have. We all have them. This is where they got this spiral logo. It's not because of some galaxy. And now we come on to David's old logo. Here's the huge crux of the problem here. In the corners, he's got the same pedophile symbol. He's got 3 of them, 6, 6, 6. And where the other 6 is, if you zoom in on his tail, around the absolute rabbit, whatever that is, he's got the pedophile swirl, and it's black and white. On top of it all, the Masonic colors, right? All of this symbolism inside of a rabbit hole, wearing a mask on top of things, and the mirror is a scribe. It's used in witchcraft. All these things, it's disgusting. They want to come on here and they want to talk about how it's a hypnotic symbol. It's absolutely anything but. Like, this is disgusting. David needs to, I don't even know how he's able to put this stuff out. How are we are the only ones. I didn't hear Russian videos talk about this. I didn't hear Jake the asshole talk about this. I didn't hear anybody bring any of this up. It's clear as day what we're looking at. The little bunny rabbit, look at where that thing is, his logo. He thinks this is cool. David came up with this concept. Now he says some other woman made it for him. Doesn't matter. David designed it. And you're going to hear his bluffs and his fluffs off of what it is. It absolutely does not have any, sure, it does have something to do with hypnosis, but that is not what this symbol means. There you go. And you can move on, brother. This is the most disgusting thing. If you have children, make sure you're watching who they're watching on YouTube, on TikTok. Watch their social media. Make sure they're not anywhere near this man or any of these people. Get your children away from these people as fast as possible.
All right. So Dave's going to go on to explain his logo a little bit for us.
Yes, because your first logo, Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole, with the white rabbit wearing the freaking mask, and it had the 666 and the same hypnosis symbolism.
Let me show you that. If you ever look at antique mirrors, a lot of them have swirls in the corner. But one, I didn't make it.
What a
it was
stupid
him.
excuse.
No, it was Mike Cannon.
So it's like Rob Skiba. Hang on, I need a pause. Rob Skiba, when I went to him and said, "Hey, you can't desecrate the holy camp of contentment. You can't take what was correctly designed a rectangle and turn it into a circus tent." Rob's response to me was, "Skeebers, oh, I didn't come up with the idea." I said, "But you're selling it. You're the one promoting it. You're the big promoter. You're the most popular guy, supposedly Christian, but not a real Christian, a Torah one, journals say." David's excuse for the symbols and his logo is that I didn't make it. Right? I didn't make it, so it's not on me. That's his only defense.
And he's going to keep going on to explain it.
Sister, who was an artist, and she made it. And we said, "Hey, use the Guy Fawkes mask." Somebody said, the rabbit hole, rabbit, or Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole, right?
He's admitting his channel,
right? And then the tail, it's a black and white photo. You make the tail black, you make it whiter, maybe you make it like a spiral checkerboard. Okay,
make it a spiral checkerboard. That's
around an anus hole,
right?
Deep inside the rabbit hole, and he's gay. This guy, I have him openly talking about how he bleaches his anus, all this gross stuff that comes out of this guy.
I have a couple more seconds left in this clip, I think.
To you, says I'm a Freemason. Well, you are delusional.
What?
No, you're delusional, David.
Look at his face. Look at his face. You are delusional, David. And that's not even all of the evidence against this guy being a Freemason. That's just some of it. Like, we'll get into it.
All right, we can jump ahead to 5108.
So I just hope everybody's seen what we showed, what David's symbol means, his logo. And you could tell, if it was the one thing, if it was just his new one that Jaron made that sort of had the pedophile stuff, that's one thing. But when you look at his old one, it's even worse. He tried to hide it, right? Because the probably pizza tea thing came out, right?
So this is where Dave's going to start promoting Effed Up World, which is going to become... It's going to get crazy, but it's part of the stream.
Yeah, any Christian that these guys point you to with their pedophile symbols and their satanic 777s and their pyramids in the eye, run from any Christian that these people tell you to follow. They're telling you to go to demons.
Well, we've already smashed this whole Effed Up World guy and exposed him.
who had the black and white swirl. It was like a 10 by 10 wall that he painted, black and white swirl. Same logo, people.
Same logo.
Go figure.
Go figure. It's going to become obvious as we go through the stream.
The guy that does all the rocket videos. Effed up world.
He promotes that rockets are real.
There's so many Christians that have influenced me, that have helped me, steer me. Never once did they say I'm going to hell. Never once.
Well, they lied to you, David.
Yes, I have.
You know what?
That, right?
Hold on. I'll tell David exactly where he's headed. David, you are headed not for hell, but the lake of burning fire, where you are going to boil and bubble and burn for eternity. That's where you're headed unless you repent. And if anyone else to say that they're so-called Christ-like, Christ spoke more about Sheol and Gehenna than anything else. That's all that he was going around telling people. Repent now or you're going to end up in the lake of fire. So if anyone is coming to you and not telling you, if you're not a righteous person, that you're going to end up there, they don't give a shit about you, right? I don't need to do this. I don't need to come here and point these things out to you, David. I do it because I want to warn you, because then when we get to the lake of fire judgment and I tell you, I warned you over and over again, and you're going to say what? What are you going to say then? You're going to repent then, aren't you, David? You're going to repent then, as you're going to get thrown into the lake. And I hope that just by chance that you put all these pedophile symbols and that you're not actually having anything to do with that. I'm going to hope that that's not the case, because there's a special place just for that. I tell you.
Out flat Earth if he does it exactly the way that you approve. That's what you're saying.
I didn't say that. I just said he's doing. What he's doing is not pushing people to the biblical crater. It could be a crater.
Incorrect. You're incorrect. I can't tell you.
But that's required. That's required.
Alex, 666 satanic tattoos all over him. So that's not going to help you. It's got to be the correct God. There's multiple deities in this world. Which one are you promoting?
Hey,
so that's a huge thing.
And here's the one I'm promoting.
All right, so that's a big point right there. There's multiple deities in this world. Which one are you promoting? This is the reason why we showed people that the word God was a satanic insertion in Scripture, and that it's not descriptive, right? It's anyone can be called a god, so it doesn't describe who you are serving. If you say, oh yeah, I believe in God, it tells a person nothing, absolutely nothing. So what RV's doing right here is what we do. We actually pin people down and say, which Elohim do you serve? Right? Is it the creator, or is it somebody else? So this was something good that RV was doing. He was, sort of taking the fight that we take against these guys. And this is what gave him the ability to stand above David multiple times and make it look like he kicked his ass.
He did. All David could say, everything that Russian videos said is bullshit. That's the only thing that David could say. And excuse me for the swearing tonight. I'm not cursing anybody with swear words. It's just what happens when we're dealing with these guys. That's all they talk about. But again, Russian vids he overstands David constantly.
Davidson and Nate Wolf about the Father. Oh, I have a connection with the Father. Which Father is your Father when you said that?
I don't care. I don't care.
You know where he got that? You know where he got that? That was a throwback to Finkelstein, right? Because the reporter that did the interview with Finkelstein asked him, "We know which father you serve." He asked him the same question, "Which father do you serve?" Yep. And the Finkelstein guy said Lucifer, right? He admitted it.
But
David's not gonna. He's a coward bitch.
Coward bitch.
So these people.
So this is the truth is free, I guess.
Very slick, very sly in the way they operate.
And they put it for free in hotel rooms.
Just like when they put truth in movies.
Oh, this is one of my timestamps.
And in the comedy, all the predictive.
They also put it in the Bible.
Don't.
So you didn't hit my timestamp. You were a little late on that, but that's fine. I'll let that slide. You are doing an excellent job as the producer now. Jaron said that how could the scriptures be true? How could they be important? It's too bad you didn't have his own words. If they put it in every hotel room in the realm, right? This is Jaron's debunk. Jaron is so smart. Look at his pose. I'm Jaron of Jaronism. I have my own deity. Jaron, the scriptures were put everywhere so that you would be held accountable, right? You're not going to come to the Heavenly Father and you're not going to say, why didn't you warn me? Because he's going to say, look at all this evidence. Not only did I warn you, I sent so many people. I put a book in every room that you ever went to. All you had to do was open it up and find one spot where it said, the Father sent his only Son into the world, not to destroy it, right? But that so that some in it may be saved from it, right? Not to destroy it. And the reason that Jaron won't prescribe to this doctrine is because he absolutely hates the Son. He hates him. He wants to be the Son. He thinks he's the main Son, and that's not the way that it works.
So the clip's not over. Well, the part that you're thinking about might be still here.
Don't you see this where nothing's hidden in this world full of deception? And here's the thing: is the school textbooks, the teachers don't deviate from the school textbook.
Right.
The flat earth is in the Bible. The flat earth truth is in the Bible.
Okay, so if the elite
It's all
wanted to
there.
hide that, why wouldn't they just get rid of the Bible? Why couldn't they just got rid of it 100 years ago, 200 years ago? Why is it given out for free in hotel drawers?
Because the truth is always for free. It's out there. It's just like they put it on free TV. You know.
So that was the stamp I think you were looking for, brother.
You nailed it. Thank you. So you actually did have it all ready to go. So again, the reason why it's everywhere, Jaron, is so that you can be held accountable.
We can jump ahead to 5956.
That we're in a dome and that's the end of it and there's nothing beyond there. Well, I don't, that might be true. It says it in the Bible, but the Bible doesn't say
No, it
and
doesn't. That's not what it says in the Bible. No, Dave.
Yeah, he's got to get his extra ponds thing in here real quick.
nothing beyond, right? There's all different ways to interpret it. I don't even go there. I don't say anything's definite beyond there. I say figure it out. And
And so here comes the proof of Rob Skiba's death. All of a sudden, Jaron has now brought in the screen share of that proof. So I think we can jump ahead a little bit here. 135. We'll be coming back to those images in a little bit.
No,
That's
it says
with bounds. Waters with bounds. He compassed the waters with bounds. It's in Job.
So if we take the Bible literally, then you believe that all governments are placed there by God, correct? And I just I just did this with my hands. I just did this with my hands.
Let me answer that. See, this is what happens, Jaron. You ask me a question, you interrupt right away when I'm trying to answer.
I was trying to point out I use my hands.
You're very good at that.
Okay,
but
go ahead.
Hold on. Jaron is bringing up his other debunk of the scriptures is that because one of the scriptures in the New Testament says that we should submit ourselves unto the governing authorities, right? So I don't have that scripture pulled up. I didn't think you were going to get to that timestamp so quick. It basically goes on to tell you, if you keep reading, because Jaron likes to data or quote mine, he likes to take a scripture and then use it out of context because that's all that Satanists can do. It then goes on to say that we are to be upright citizens. We are not to act like foolish ones. We are to be respectful so that we can glorify our Heavenly Father. It doesn't mean you follow satanic government. You call it out. Yahawahashai, the Christ, right? The Christ, he was the rebel against the governments, right? They killed him, Jaron. They killed him. They didn't kill him because he was going around serving them, right? So you're absolutely a moron if you don't read the next chapter, the next couple of sentences after that. You should be respectful unto those put in authority. And the reason why we're to be respectful is because they're going to be held accountable because they were put in those positions. And if they abuse it, there is an extra place in Sheol, that place that you said that Christians never talk about. That place is made for people that abuse their accountability.
Yeah, so what he's doing is he's setting this whole thing up to walk RV into a situation where now he's going to question whether or not Christians are supposed to take the mark of the wild animal in order to obey the authorities. That's his whole setup here. Watch.
Okay.
Let me explain.
I'm ready.
Everything that's happening, good and bad, is by God's design, but it all leads to good for those that keep their faith. And that's what people need to understand. So God created the duality concept. The Masons steal it.
No.
Okay,
you know, the hot and cold, male, female.
Those aren't opposites, by the way. Everybody, duality is a hoax.
It's all God's creation.
Romans says that if you go against the government, you go against God. So when I don't wear a mask, even though it's mandated or it's made a law, or I don't get the vaccine, am I going against God?
You have to understand, we have to take that in context. At the time.
All right, so this is going to be RV's explanation. We'll probably overstand it in just a little bit.
At the time, it was a much different world, a much smaller
That's
world.
the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. You're telling me when God, hold on, when God wrote the Bible, you're telling me when God wrote the Bible, he knew we'd be reading it today, RV. So why would you put words in there that say that all governments are placed there by God and to go against the government is to go against God? Why would he leave that fucking shit in there if it's about a time in the past? You guys just make up anything to get your Bible to be true. It's in, you cannot prove it to be false.
Brother, you want to let Jaron know once again the authority, why it's given in the scripture?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's for accountability, right? Accountability. We can go all the way back to the book of Enoch. The book of Enoch has a parable that talks about different bulls that are over top of different congregations of people. So everybody that has authority or is put in a position like your cops or your judges, everything that they do is being judged heavily, right? There's an extra set of condemnation that's added to people in positions of power, right? Kings, queens, they're the highest of responsibility, or priests, or high priests, and they're all going to be judged accordingly. So everything that you think you know is an absolute joke, and you are going to be held as well accountable for everything that you say and do. So we all are.
All right, moving on to a new topic.
Alba's a man. She has 3 babies.
This is going to go on forever. We haven't even gotten to any of the points yet. Let me just jump forward and ask you a question. Do you think I am a shill, a Jesuit, or a Freemason? Because that's what you said in your stream last night with Richie, and Richie agreed. Do you think that I am
I'm glad
controlled?
you asked that.
Yes or no?
Everything points towards that. I haven't seen your bank account. I don't see your direct deposits from the whoever's paying you. I have no evidence. You could be shilling for yourself, but what I'm saying is, for a fact, you're pushing that things are anti-Bible purposely, in my estimation. You hypnotize people.
All right. So RV wouldn't come out and just say it. He just had to go to hypnotizing and pushing these other lands. So those are weak positions in my opinion. So he doesn't come out and directly challenge Dave right there. Let's go ahead and jump to 11047.
Okay. Over the last 10 years, he keeps bringing up this hoi poi interview. So, yeah, I live right outside of New York. I have friends that worked in the World Trade Towers. At the time, I didn't know that they worked for Cantor Fitzgerald. Okay.
All right. So there was a name drop of who they worked for. He didn't know it, though.
After 9/11 happened, I thought they were dead. They might be dead. I don't know. Right. Honestly, if you asked me to bet right now, if we knew the truth, I'd say they're not dead. But
all right. So he thought they were dead, but now if he had to bet, he's going to guess they're not dead.
I have no proof either way. They're gone. I know that. I know their families. I have, and so I was on this interview and I said that they were dead. And then in the interview, they kind of pointed out that we don't know if anyone's dead. And I said, in that interview, if you listen to the whole interview, I said, you know what? That is a good point. I don't know if they're dead. They're gone. So I'll just start saying they're gone. And in that interview, I changed my story to they're gone. And their family thinks they're gone or is pretending they're gone. I don't know, right? But I'm close with his sister Wells. I'm close with his brother Ashley, right? I've windsurfed with him and his brother.
All right, so very close to these people. If you had to ask him, he thinks they're gone, but he doesn't know they're gone. I guess that's probably the same for Skiba and Parhar and these guys. He thinks they're gone. He doesn't know they're gone. Although Jaron's got a flyer from the death with a signature on it. We got to get into that at some point. But let's keep going here. We're at 11:46. We got more.
In view of Manhattan from our beach here, right? I went to Cape Hatteras with him, right? And it was Robbie Noonan, right? So then they looked up the memorial site, and the picture on the memorial site of Robbie, he does have a big head, but that picture looks fucked up. I'm 100% with you and Richie and everyone else. The picture looks fucked up. So now let's just back it up a little bit and think. If he was part of this,
here comes the speculation,
deception, because he was a real person, because I know I've had experience with him, and you can do that. He has a membership at Sportsplex, and You know, there's plenty of evidence that he's a real person, and he was doing this. Do you think possibly they could put the most fucked up picture in there to get people fighting for a decade over whether he was real or not?
Yeah, I think so. I think, Dave, you might actually be the guy that did that. Let's jump ahead to 11340.
And we can only talk facts according to the Bible, and then if you lose your audience, you lose your audience. That's your world.
So
Dave feels hindered by only being able to talk the facts, and if you only talk facts and you lose your channel, that's your problem, right? What does he talk then? Anybody wonder about that? I wonder. Let's go ahead to 12036.
Interview exactly, but that's all I'm saying. But now you're like, oh, he's a hypnotist. And you said on the show yesterday with Richie that he agreed that I'm hypnotizing people. So you're saying that the logo that Jaron designed for me is occultic, and I made it. I did that on purpose. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. They're all about signs and symbols. You're doing the same thing they're doing. That's what I'm getting at.
Yes.
That was good of him to stand up there, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right, let's jump ahead to 145, 38.
Symbolism of sitting backwards on that ladder. So and the Corona we got purposely tongue in cheek because it was at the beginning of Corona, and I think that was Rick Hummer's idea to actually do that. So I mean,
yeah.
You know,
and that's what that picture was about. That's what hold on, RV. I'm talking.
No, I want to talk.
RV.
Let me say something real quick.
RV.
Let me say something real quick.
I'm still trying to talk.
I want to say something real quick. I thought you said you only use Pythagorean and Chaldean. So Corona's 33 in reverse full reduction and reverse full reduction.
Good thing you asked. I'm glad you asked that, Jaron, because I do very rarely bring it up. For example, a huge one is 777 in what do you call that damn thing? In gematria.
In gematria.
It is.
RV couldn't remember what gematria is. Come on, people. RV knows what gematria is.
Order out of chaos. So I bring that up, but I rarely, people know that watch my presentations, I rarely deal with gematria. I deal with the numerology, the Pythagorean, Chaldean, very rarely. But so, for example, Aleister Crowley's 777 and other occultistic or whatever writings, Kabbalistic writings, there's 777 there because that means order out of chaos. They're hiding it with the numbers. That's why 777.
So Crow 777. Should I watch out for him and Rose?
No, listen. And I spoke I spoke with Crow. I have no problem with Crow. Let me explain.
Mm-hmm.
No problems with him, huh?
And he talked with Rose, right? He's got no problem with Rose or Crow, but they have the 777. But he has no problem with that. Let's jump ahead a little.
Is that his intent? His name is his intent?
Whose name is who? What's intent?
Brian Young, which comes to 33. Yeah. My last name is Campanella, 33. You made a point to tell your audience that yesterday. Now you're saying it's intent. What is the intent of my last name?
Like I said, it's just like someone I know involved in Hollywood. They don't even know, but these people know, and they love to have these 33 names. So
I know, but you told your audience that I'm a 33. What the fuck would you tell them that for? What is the point of that? What do you want them to do with that information?
A data point. Like, yeah, it's, if my name happened to equal that, I'd say, oh, damn, my name equals that. It doesn't, but I mean, yours does. So it's just a data point. It's a low-hanging fruit, I guess.
Yeah.
He's got all these links to My Patriot Supply, and he's got links to...
here's the thing is, Jaron, I'm going to say this. I spoke with both Jason and Rose last night. We always been in good terms.
Those are the 2 777s.
They're staying out of it. They're not part of this nonsense. And again...
I'd like to stay out of it, too.
Jerry gets a bell for that one. Jerry, good job.
152.40.
This isn't his channel that he's completely in it on, right? Yeah. Is everything Jaron say a lie?
It looks like it's very close to that. Yeah, very close. So more effed up world coming here.
So if he wants to say he's not a believer, in the God of the Bible. Just make it clear, David. Do you believe in the creator of the Bible or not?
Hey, RV. Listen, I'm going to answer the question.
Now you're stumbling. I'm
going to answer the question.
Listen, now you're going to start to stumble.
Again, let me answer the question. Okay?
Sure.
I bring people to the point where they can't deny there's a creator. It's not my job to tell them. It's none of my business. Right now, if I bring someone to, I'm still talking, and you're interrupting again. And as always, you're just interrupting.
Go. He's listening.
So I get to the point.
This is an easy answer.
I can bring people to, hey, there's a creator. Then they might find a channel like Effed Up World, or even your channel, or even whatever other channel, and that might bring them to the next step. But that's their journey. That's their journey, and it's a private journey. It's a personal journey, and it's their choice.
Not a private one.
It's not you.
Nope.
You know,
the only people that want to hide things are Satanists, because you're cowards.
That's how they operate. 154.05.
Lying all the time.
Okay, David. The question. Let's get back to the question. Do you believe in the creator in the Bible or not? That's just a simple yes or no.
It's none of your business.
Oh, I knew that. Just like Brian, the same thing.
He's getting mad. Look at his face. Look at that face on this evil character with the deep inside the rabbit hole. Peter file symbolism everywhere. Who's your god? Look at this guy. Wow. Davy boy looking like a demon over here. Wow. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how anybody else doesn't see this stuff.
But it also says fear God, right? Fear God?
Yes. Smart person would fear him who controls eternity.
You know, to be honest, you should. We should.
That's a good answer from RV, right?
Bing, bing, bing.
Actually, because eternity's a long damn time, and we better, we're on this side of the earth. Listen, we're on this side for a blink of an eye. Eternity's forever, so everybody has to make their own choice.
Okay, do you think that's just?
So Jaren's got a problem with the justness of that. He's going to bang on that. This is where he thinks he's got some moral superiority.
Here in the panel, in the chat, to believe anything.
Do you think it's just, though?
I believe David is purposely pushing an anti-Bible version of the flat earth. That's my stance.
Do you think that it's just for God to punish people for 100 years bad on earth for eternity? Would you call that person just?
That's not for me to judge.
But it is for you to judge if you're going to work.
So what Jaren's doing now is bringing up a flawed doctrine that Christianity has been promoting because they've been led by Satanists. The Church of Satan had infiltrated the churches, right from the jump. And so what they tell you is that, YOLO, you only live once, right? That's the lie, right? We've been reincarnating here. This might be the 120th time, okay? The Creator did not make us so that we could have one quick walk and then eternity in hell if we made a bad choice. Listen, when they asked Yahawahashai, the Christ, they asked him, they seen a blind man on the side of the road. They said to him, Rabboni, teacher, why is this man blind? Was it his mom or his dad that sinned? Right? And the answer was, that was so that the Father, Yahawah's glory could be shown. So he was blind because of something he did in his past life, right? Which Jaren, as a Kabbalist, because he's wearing his tiny Kabbalist hat on his head right now, he knows that reincarnation is real. He knows it. He's acting. He wants to pick on Christians because he thinks he can overstand them because they believe they only get 100 years and then they're judged for eternity. That's absolute dog doo-doo, Jaren. Dog doo-doo.
We'll keep going.
World. What do you mean?
Which one is that?
What do you mean, which one? I have to choose from Allah, all the human creations that are clearly flawed?
Okay, that's fine, Jaren. We're on the right track now. So basically, you don't believe in a biblical or the Quran, any kind of textbook. You're just saying there's a creator, and you're throwing all the rules from the Bible out. You just
you want to pause it? You know why? Because Jaren's smart enough to know, but too stupid to really understand. So if you catch someone that say they're an atheist, right? You ask them, well, how did you get here? Right? And then Jaren is a flat earther, so he can't say evolution. So he has to say he believes in something.
Yes, he does. So we'll jump ahead to 2 hours, 34 seconds.
That's
a minute early. 2:34.
So they go, haha, it's not the end times, what a joke. And then they just keep progressing it. Then they come out with something new. So it was the barcode first. Then it was the UPC that has the 666 in it. Then now it's the jab. And
I get what you're saying, Jaron.
Okay.
Listen, I look at this is the precursor, but how far along it's going to come along, I think there still needs a lot to happen. They need to have a one world currency. A lot of things haven't taken place yet that leads to it. But one thing I'll mention is some of.
All right. So we are talking about the mark of the wild animal. And Jaron comes with, oh, it was barcodes before and this and that. And so he's dismissing that the cerveza is leading to people's inability to buy and sell. Now, if we have the time and we get into Jake the Asshole, we're going to see that, no, that the call that we made right at the beginning of this whole thing is actually playing to be the thing that is going to be keeping you from being able to buy and sell. So they're running COINTEL damage control on that topic right now. We can jump ahead to 202.
Let's do it.
22.
We can have our own opinions. We can't argue opinions. But as far as what I'm getting at, when it comes to the flat earth, it matches the Bible. I question the Bible as being very young, attending a church. I said, how do we know out of all the religions this one is true? And I question it. It says in the Bible, question all things. I've questioned it. I come to the conclusion that God's not going to place us on earth and we just make up our own rules. We can just do whatever we want.
So he didn't put anything in your heart?
That God said. That's my opinion.
Right.
All right. So I agree with RV on this point. It is flat earth that absolutely straightened me up because I had a history in the Bible where I knew the Bible, and yet still, flat earth had eluded me. And then once all of a sudden I realized it was the truth, it reawakened my faith in the scriptures, as it has many, many, many people. It's the reason why we stuck our pick in the ground so hard on this topic, because it is one of those things that straightens you out. You can't be an atheist, and the scriptures has the only accurate description of the creation of this world. So it is a straightener right there. We can keep going.
But do you feel anything in your heart? Do you feel anything in your heart?
What I'm getting at is huge, Jaron, is this.
I'm just asking.
David's obviously pushing an anti-Bible flat earth that doesn't meet up with things he can prove in the real world. It's just amazing coincidence.
He just doesn't use the Bible.
An anti-Bible flat earth. It's against the Bible. That's very suspicious to me, along with many other things. That's where I'm at.
So this is where RV stuck his pick in the ground, that Dave is anti-Bible. Now, his point is that Dave promotes land beyond the ice wall, right? Land beyond the ice wall. And RV's like, well, you can't prove that. Well, guess what? You can't prove that there's an ice wall either. We can actually prove that that Earth is not a circle. We can actually prove that. And so what they're doing is supporting each other's ideas. Dave will call what RV's promoting the biblical Earth when it's not. It doesn't say it's a circle. That's a mistranslation. We've shown that so much. And so Dave's approach with the extra land, the ponds, the extra domes, all that kind of stuff, that's RV's point, that it's not biblical, while still trying to say that there's a dome and an ice wall, that's biblical.
All right, my turn.
Dave.
So Hibbler Productions, ODD, their shills also because they push more land.
ODD's been doing these. Good. I interrupt you. Go ahead.
How about just a short answer? Are they shills because they're pushing more land?
Well, it's like this, and I'll say this. Yes, they are, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, stop.
All right, so it's not just more land that makes them shills. They promote the Freemason New World Order AE map and model, which is circular, has an ice wall, and is either domed or undomed. Either way, if it's being represented as a circle, that's the impossible model. So that's how you can call all these shills out.
Also, Also, the infinite pawns theory is not biblical because it states that there are four corners. The ends of the earth are four corners, as well as the AE map model. It doesn't have four corners on the edge. Sorry, it's a circle.
Benjamin, is he?
What about Owen Benjamin?
So the question I have, and you said it last night, Owen Benjamin, is he a shill also?
Smile.
Right now, I can't trust him. I'll tell you that. He comes out of Hollywood. I don't trust any of these people that come out of Hollywood.
Hang on, I gotta say something about Owen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, when Owen got owned online, people were calling him out. A group of people brought up that there was a documentary or a movie that he was in where he was nude, mud wrestling with a bunch of Marines. And his response was, that's normal. That's just what Marines do, right? He was naked, mud wrestling with other men, drunk. So if you ask me if there's anything wrong with Owen, I'm going to tell you that he's a sick man. If you scroll down, you can even see the second video that Jaron has besides Ski Burrs is Bertaria, right? Owen Benjamin crushing. All this nonsense, this wrestling stuff. Again, these guys promoting wrestling, oiled up men wearing tights, fake fighting in a ring gets my pedometer to rise. That's Peter File world, right? Anyways, we can keep going.
By its cover. Well, look what you're doing. You're causing division. I never do a show like this, ever. But you went after one of the most patriotic guys I know. And then you're still going to come up, he's...
Brian Young, most patriotic guy. Do as thou wilt, right? He's the most patriotic guy, right? All he does is play CNN clips, and he mocks the sheeple. He plays Black Friday clips. All he does is Church of Satan content 24/7. David, how is that patriotic? The USA was supposedly formed by Puritans that were biblical, that were scripturalists, right? Not do as thou wilt, Luciferian agendanism. That's what Brian Young is. He's not your savior, your big patriot. If he doesn't believe in the death and resurrection, is headed for destruction. Run from somebody who denies the death and resurrection.
Oh, it's so gross because the red, white, and blue, the left-right paradigm, this is supposedly what Brian Young is against. So calling him a patriot, this is just a shout out to being a Freemason. This is a label given to top level Freemasons. Oh, they're a super patriot. Get Patriot Supply. Blah 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 blah.
Where are we going to next?
This is interesting about Skeevers right here. This is a banger.
We can't find any official records of his passing.
What do you mean? Okay, but what would you accept as official? What do you mean official?
Official would be like this. A normal someone's passing is there's a legacy. There's people in the legacy. There's a funeral, people attending.
Yeah, so we just showed he just showed you all the pictures from the funeral.
Ooh.
No, I didn't see any pictures from the funeral.
Okay, well, where'd Alex go? Alex, can you put that memorial back up?
Well, we can go through
the truth of the matter is, and I hope, this doesn't, he couldn't have an open casket because of how bad.
This is the way he prefaces it. The truth of the matter is, catch this.
The truth of the matter is, and I hope, this doesn't, he couldn't have an open casket because of how bad he looked. And plus, his wife, what do you call it? Asked them to not embalm him.
Oh.
Yeah, here's the thing.
He read it. He had to read it. He didn't want to be embalmed, huh?
The truth of the matter is...
Yeah, the truth of the matter is...
How bad he looked, and his wife didn't have him embalmed. And David actually had to coach him on the word.
Yeah. And he had to read it. And this is the guy, ladies and gentlemen, wearing all black, which I'm wearing a black shirt, but I don't have no beanie on. I'm not wearing no Kabbalist satanic hat covering my skull. This is the guy that openly promotes Aleister Crowley, who's telling you guys that he talked to Rob Skeeber's wife, right? Who's a supposed Torah observer, right? Church of Satan member, coaching the truth about the wife of a dead Torah observant keeper. Right? I just want people to clearly see the agenda here.
It's pretty obvious.
Make it make sense, people. Come on. I want Christians. I want Torah observant people out there. I know there's people that listen to us that are Torah observant. They believe in the Tanakh, the first 5 books. How could someone who believes in the first 5 books yoke up and associate themselves with Canaanism, Jaronism, Canaanism, Satanism? All the same thing, people.
Aleister Crowley, 777.
Yeah, make it make sense. Aleister Crowley literally tells you how to summons demons. and to perform witchcraft. Are you going to tell me that the wife of a Torah observant keeper is getting advice and dealing with this guy as her connection to the world? An absolute Austrocralian Satanist. Come on, make it make sense, please.
So here comes the narrative from the Jaren deep inside the rabbit hole side regarding Skiba.
Jaren, is this covered by the Daily Beast, the New York Times, being pushed out? Truth, a flat earther who denies COVID, dies of COVID.
He was
this
killed.
Is the same script with David, Robert David
killed.
Steele. The same thing.
He was
thing.
killed, though,
This is a constant theme with these people that are propped up.
Does anyone see that there's no conviction in these people? There's no empathy? Nothing. He was killed. There's no, this guy was photographed many times. He was constantly with Rob Skiebers. This guy, right? He doesn't have any emotion or remorse in himself at all. Crisis actors, where the tears, people. This is the thing that you get with crisis actors. And the funny thing is the overstanding ability is all you need to do is rub a little lipstick on your eye and you can fake cry. But the crisis actors don't even do that. Either does Jaren.
There's more coming.
I mean, they're anti-vax, and also they die from COVID.
They killed him. RV. He was in there for pneumonia, and they gave him the remdesivir, followed by the ventilator, which is what the hospitals.
Sorry, I'm just trying to cover up the codes.
Oh, turn it off.
He muted RV, or there was something.
What was they saying?
playing.
So they give him the remdesivir, and then they follow with the ventilator, and then they're gone. And his wife wasn't allowed in there.
Hopefully, this is catching. I didn't want to play any of that. I don't want any of that nonsense. Everything that Jaren's saying. So the Cerveza thing itself was actually created off of ammonium. 6 people in China supposedly had a respiratory illness, right? It's all fake, all of it's staged. And Jaren's now playing that same narrative that's how Rob Skiebers died, right? He got the Cerveza.
The narrative's gonna switch.
They killed him.
Now it's gonna go into, don't you believe the people that went to Skiebers' death ceremony?
Absolutely not.
Here.
So it's not a matter of this guy got COVID and died. This is a matter of, seems to me that he had pneumonia and shouldn't have gone in there. But I mean, who am I to say why he went in there or not? But
let me ask you this: don't you think it's suspicious someone supposedly died in that same locale, Dallas, Texas?
I keep hearing you say that. I keep hearing you say that.
Show the screen share.
Weird.
Oh, sorry.
Not a very common name.
No, it's not. But can you show me that?
The reason we're talking over ourselves because RV's watching the YouTube stream. He's not watching.
RV, can't you look at the Skype screen?
Alex, I can't hear you. What'd you say, Alex?
He says you're looking at the YouTube screen and not
Look
looking
at
at
the small
Skype
screen they're presenting.
Okay, yeah,
this
that's
is
the problem.
Here we go. We got a
to
screen
this-
share.
yeah, okay,
We got a
let me
screen
do
share.
Because this way you're not
All
behind.
right, I see it now. I see it
evidence.
now. Okay.
We got evidence from this.
So this is there's multiple pictures. You can go through them. All right. So this is the
multiple pictures.
memorial again. Oh, so Sean went? Are you friends with Sean?
Sean went? Are you friends with Sean?
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Kingdom in Context. Sean, I don't remember what his last name is. This pompous jackass, again, yoked up with all these Church of Satan members, right, actually went around telling people that angels were circumcised, right? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, humans have sex organs. Angels do not. They do not. It's the most asinine thing I've ever heard anyone say. This guy's a complete jackass. Again, if you are a Torah observant person and you follow this guy, run away from these people. Follow the Creator. Ask him to lead you. Stay the away from these gross. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy is yoked up with pedophiles, symbolisms.
Yeah. So let's see what we got here. That's not the link.
No, but that's symbolism.
It is symbolism.
David Weiss's logo. Multiple logos.
I know you had sent me.
Well, make sure you unscreen share.
Here we go.
Yeah, owe me $1,000. Put it out there right now. You might have to zoom in on this. So here's the evidence that Jaren's not clearly showing anybody, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. That's the end. You're showing the end of the, what is this, a program?
Yeah,
what do they call them? Let's go through this evidence because they were showing us on a tiny screen, right? They weren't showing everybody on a full screen. We got to make it larger, but we'll see. Here we go. Get the first picture.
No, that's the wrong link. This one.
Yeah, the one's below it.
Will it go through? All right, so
You just have to switch it manually, but just zoom in if you can. So here we got the picture of these people, Sean, and the people that he's with. This is the proof that Skeebers died. There we go. Now it's better. So they got the cameras set up in the background, which we constantly see in Skeebers videos and pictures. He's always got these exact same. These are probably his cameras, right? So that's the first shot. Let's go through them. Second shot. Here's this guy. There's the program. So it's real. It's real.
I want to make a little zoom in on this one if I can, and show people the program, because I think it's absolutely hilarious that Rob Skiba, he's got the stars up here, the red, white, and blue, the 626 to eternity, and he
69.
signed. He
signed his own. You stole my thunder. I mean, you probably saw it first, but I was the one that pointed out. Excuse me, who signs their program for their death? Huh?
So it's just a joke. I mean,
does somebody want to explain that to me? Who signs after you die? How do you sign your name to your program of your funeral?
This is this is an absolute literal mockery.
This right here, I really want people to make sense of this. I want you to make this make sense in the comment section below this video. I'd like you to explain to me how Rob Skiba how this guy here. Remember, there's nobody else. We're only seeing like 4 people at this funeral. He's got a program for Rob Skiba's. It says 6, 26, 69. You got the 3 6s there. And it says eternity. This isn't created before, but there, boom. And I want everybody to know this is absolute CGI. This isn't even real, right? This guy was probably holding something and they whited it out and they've added this stuff. The fake little bend. Everything about this stuff is a joke. It's the worst CGI I've ever seen. They CGI'd his signature on there. He's dead. He didn't sign it. Come on, people. Make it make sense. Email us, Rob. We know you are.
So here's another shot from the funeral. So there is this elaborate stage
this is real
setup, right?
Yeah, 1, 2 people, 3 people in this shot, right? Some flowers and world. What do we got? A Freemason sign, right? Orange chair on the stage. That's just a screen. I know.
I like this one.
Yeah, this one's good. I like the reflection, right?
That's all right. So this is at the funeral. Mm-hmm. All there is this one guy.
Yep.
In the screen. All right, but then this was the picture that Jaron thought was so important.
Yeah,
so
this
you
one.
know this guy, right?
Sean. He's a great Christian.
He's a great
Christian. Aleister Crowley, Church of Satan guy, telling you to go to this guy, right? Alarms.
Here's another guy at the funeral.
This guy, is this another Torah observant guy? He looks real Torah observant. This guy on the right.
The left. The guy with the upside down cross on his cheek. All right.
Torah observer, right?
Torah observer. He's got the upside down cross on his cheek right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here's this must be the overflow room.
Here's Sean and his wife.
All right,
and the cameras.
Jaron actually identifies this person as Skeeber's wife. This is
Sean's.
This is who
Sean's. She wasn't there. That's Sean's wife.
Oh, okay.
100%. Yep. I'm not gonna let you.
All right.
Leaving low hanging fruit, bro.
Because he was talking about. Actually, I think we're actually gonna have Jaron point to this person and say that
as Sean's wife.
All right. We'll see. We'll see what he says.
They've done streams together.
All right.
You got this guy. Here's another
Torah
observant guy with the beard, right?
Another shot of these
Sean
guys.
again, that same guy.
Here's
then
the
we're gonna get to here's the flyer. Zoom in on that. You can see Skeebers signed it. He had to make sure that he had his death day on a 666, right? 6/26, 69. Go figure. There's his signature. He signed his own program. And he's smiling on a boat, right? He's probably on a boat right now. But look, ladies and gentlemen, don't you dare click off this. Anybody who sees this, if you don't see that this is manipulated, you need serious help. You need glasses, you need contacts, you need to go to an eye doctor. This is absolute. They've just warped. Oh, you left it. Oh. You didn't show people that it was CGI?
Which one?
That one.
Yeah?
It's not even real. The bends in it, the folds in it, all this is completely CGI, computer graphically animated. I'm not falling for any of this. Why would he not lay it down on a table and take a picture of it? People, come on, make it make sense. Make it make sense.
He signed his obituary. That's hilarious.
you wouldn't take a picture of it all bent and twisted like that. You would flatten it out and you would take another picture if you were trying to document something for the truth, right? Come on, people, make it make sense.
Oh, you know what else
It's worse.
You know what I'd like to bring up quick?
Sure.
Is email, not from Alex, but
oh, you're bringing this up now
from
Find Rob.
So
all right,
I've been getting emails from this guy saying, "What you talking about, Willis?" He's had a problem with me going after Mac Parhar for being a death faker, and his email is findrobs@gmail.com. All right, so in all likelihood, everyone, I've been receiving emails from Rob Skiba, findrobs@gmail. He's been giving me grief about calling Parhar a death faker. So this is the kind of stuff that we're running into all the time. There was, let's see, another shot from the program. It's a pretty weak program, but I just want to point out a few names that I'm seeing on here. We've got Larry Buchanan, Buckman. We've got Brandon. We've got Leland. The only guy I know named Leland is Jones. He was in that Torah group. Then we got Aaron Moses. I'm guessing that this is probably a made-up stage name. Aaron Moses. Then we have Pat Dorr, Peter K, John Gabrielson, Faith Dowden on behalf of Sheila, because apparently Sheila didn't go. His wife didn't go to the funeral. Eulogy by Kevin Roberts, then Amanda Roberts and Kevin Roberts. So the Roberts played a big part in this production here. And then one more thing. This is just super weird. Just going to document it for everybody. You can always come through, read all this. But Rob's ministry is going to continue. Here's all of his links. There was some weird stuff in here. Let me see. It says here, I am anticipating the most amazing miracle I have ever seen because I believe in your calling and your love of the truth. We have 6 seasons of seed to create.
Six seeds, right?
We have 6 seasons. So it seems like they plan on still doing work with Rob. Like he's not totally gone. You've worked so hard to get the first comic book done and the first teaser. Great job. Let's get the rest
10
done.
years.
It's time to rise up. So apparently Rob's not gone. They're still
He's going to rise up, right?
Yes. Oh, brother.
And just like the stories in the New Testament of with me and I believe in Yah, which means he, right? He. And my most amazing husband. Let's bring the most glory to Yahuwah, which is another Yiddish nonsensical name. These people are yoked up with the Church of Satan members. And I don't even think this is real. This is a CGI created nonsense. The ripple in the bottom right of the page. Again, why would anybody not flatten the piece of paper out? There's no creases or wrinkles in this screenshot. But the words have been all mangled. This is some of the worst CGI that I've ever seen. And Russian videos, Jake the Asshole, Zoom Truth, anybody that's been breaking this down, you have to be absolutely blind. What are you guys actually doing?
They're a joke. But we can keep going here. I just got to get my...
Keep going. Well, we're approaching 15 more minutes till 2 hours. I don't know how far you want to go.
Yeah, let's see how far we can make it, and then we'll do some more later.
Yeah, we can keep going.
So here's where they're going to talk about Sean being a big-time Christian.
RV?
I seen him. I never spoke with him anything. No.
Oh, he's a big-time Christian.
Kingdom in Context.
Kingdom in Context.
Christian.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
I've heard
nice guy.
of him, but I don't know beyond that.
Nice guy.
Well, Ronnie has already talked about the issue with Kingdom in Context. It's just gross. It's absolutely gross.
Just one.
That's Sheila. That's his wife. And
there you go.
Oh.
So Rob's wife's name's Sheila too.
I don't know beyond that.
That's what threw me off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now I see. So we were both right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you were wrong, but you were right with the name.
Yeah, I was Mistakenly right.
This guy.
Quiet, man.
That's
There's
Sheila. That's his
Sheila.
wife. And I've talked to her on the phone, and I don't think she's lying to me. Again, I don't have a problem with people
What?
being.
No, they were saying that was Rob's wife. I don't think that was Rob's wife. I could be wrong, but the last I checked, that was Sean's wife. But hey, we'll see.
See,
If it's
I was just
if I'm
going by
right-
what Jaron said.
if I'm right, Jaron has absolutely no clue who Rob Skiba's wife is. I'm just throwing it out there. Now I could be wrong. People could correct me in the comment section. Is that not Sean from Kingdom of Context wife?
Yeah, so I've got the timestamp of
Because-
217:47 to 217:55.
In the obituary thing-
and it says here that is Sheila, and Jaron talked to her on the phone. So
Well, the issue is because I don't think she was at the funeral thing. We in the obituary stuff we were reading, it said representing
all right,
Rob's wife. She wasn't even there, so that's not his wife.
but I
Sorry,
think Jaron's going to play it off like it is right here. Let's listen.
Nice guy. That's Sheila. That's his
Sheila.
wife. And
Okay. So he could be referring to Kingdom.
Maybe she's got the same name.
Yeah.
I've talked to her on the phone, and
He's talked to her. He's
I don't
talked to
think
that guy's wife too. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Jaron talks to all these guys' wives on the phone, huh?
she's lying to me. Again, I don't have a problem with people being skeptical, but
You are the event skeptic, brother.
Yeah. Well, you know what he's getting at.
Yeah. He's got a problem with you and us. Here comes a false equivalency.
Hang on, I gotta throw this one out here. I hope Jaron's listening. I thought it was hilarious, like 5, 6, 7. I can't even remember how many years ago it was. But his wife actually made an account called Mrs. Skeptic. What happened there, Jerry? I bet you she's just trying to troll you, bro. Don't worry. I absolutely want nothing to do with any women, especially not married ones.
A fake funeral with me.
I mean, not everyone.
Put me in some freaking gymnasium.
I agree.
Supposedly, in a casket.
I agree.
And have a bunch of people. I'll invite Richie from Boston. I'll invite some of my subs.
okay.
And look,
So
this
then
is
my
the proof
question
RV's
becomes:
dead.
then do we have to? Then we cannot believe anybody died, right?
False
Nobody died. Nobody got
equivalency.
hurt. Dave J. Nobody died. Nobody got hurt. That's what these Satanists love to do.
So if we call out a death faker psyop, then nobody can die. That's immediately where Jaron takes it to.
And the death faker psyop is huge. It's a huge thing that these Satanists have been doing for years and years and years. Caliber Hitter was the first one to really break it wide open. Now Jaron is doing special, because the Church of Satan is who does the death fakers, right?
Nah, I don't know, but
We have the data points.
all right. Well, we'll see. RV said that Richie from Boston's not feeling so well. That
Richie's now made the list of the next.
he's selling his possessions. I don't know if we're
for
going to get all the
basically-
way to that tonight, but
He's not making it through. Richie Komodo, guys, the RFB channel is the next one to supposedly he's going to be on a ventilator soon. Apparently,
yeah, he's not feeling well. He's selling all
Not
of
feeling
his
well.
possessions.
they got him with the military weapon.
No, it's like this. A lot of
Probably chemtrail
psyops
disease.
in the mainstream, and there's a lot of these fake phony funerals. Here's the thing: is too. It's like I said, we should let's take a step back.
Alex, does your mom have an
with
obituary?
Skiba.
Does your mom
Skiba's
have?
part of the
Here we
Prophecy
go.
Club, which I have a huge problem with, and I mentioned that.
Huge problem.
Alex is just like, why are you bringing me into this, bro?
I have a huge
They don't
problem
talk
with that.
about my mom.
Actually, I mentioned it to Rick Hummer. Rick Hummer wasn't happy.
How did, pause. Russian videos. What are you two doing talking to a Satanic Church of Satan member like Rick Hummer?
Oops.
Huh? What's he doing talking to Rick Hummer? Does anyone want to explain that to me? IPS, infinite plane reality. Not reality. He's again Kabbalist, obviously promoting infinite earthism. How come he was able to go on the stream and because Rick Hummer's channel was called Level or something, Level Up or whatever, he exposed all of the Blue Lodge masonry that Rick was promoting. Rick is the guy that had everybody say we're not crazy in front of a stupid flat earth thing, and Dave got a ticket for flying. It was retarded. He was the guy who interviewed Neil deGrasse Tyson, right, as a redneck rocket scientist trying to mock flat earthers, right? Now, Russian Videos is on the other team. Rick Hummer was best friends with Skeebers, and he was good friends with all these guys. I don't know about Alex, but I mean, What's Russian video? How is he hooked up with all these same people? It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense.
That's a tough one.
On the phone with Rick Hummer, I said, I have questions about a ski ball. He goes, don't do that. You're gonna start problem. Like he's some authority or something. Like I said, dude, don't start with me. And then he kind of took a step back.
It pisses me off because
I thought we were cool.
Rob Skiba is one of the best Christians I've ever met, and just basing it off how.
Hold on, he's going to tell you. There's more. There's more.
How he treated me, how he treated my family. Nice guy. That's all I can say. Never said I was going to go to hell. Did try and convince me of the Bible's truth. Did try and tell me about some of his experiences. So when somebody says he's a Freemason, where's the evidence of that?
Okay.
Yeah,
that wasn't the timestamp. But the Russian vids showed all the evidence, right? He screen shared it all. There's 33s everywhere. He had skull and bones. He had literally had skulls and bones. He had 6-fingered fists logos. He spent the entirety of his professional career online glamorizing the fallen angels, right? There was no Christianity in Rob. He was an absolute anti-Christ-like figure.
For just being truthers. It's not easy. Is this job easy? Is what we do easy?
I mean, Harvey said, I do this for the money, that I do this all for the money, which is the opposite. I do it because I have a big ego. And he's the one that said
he does it because he has a big ego. All right, you got to watch. This is the hypnotism. This is the way the words come out of David's mouth. Listen to the way he says this. It's intentional.
I do this all for the money, which is the opposite. I do it because I have a big ego. And he's the one that says, listen to what I say and you'll learn. Okay, and only preach the way I say preach, and don't ever speculate what's beyond the ice wall or the shoreline of Antarctica. You know, that's the opposite. That's the one with the big ego.
Beyond the ice wall. So that's a key line tonight, because Dave's fighting to be able to talk about
donut
what's
holes
beyond the ice wall when there is no ice wall and Earth's not a circle.
Deep inside donut holes, right, with Peter-file symbolism, and beyond the ice wall, which there is no ice wall. There is a continent that you can circle around. You can do a ring around it, Dave. Go and get a boat. You can do it. They sail around it all the time. Jaron likes to cite that there's books from Admiral Byrd and all these other guys, Captain Cook, that supposedly found a break through the ice wall. There's actually tons of evidence that you can sail around the continent of Antarctica. Right. So that absolutely debunks your ice wall theory. It's stupid. It's stupid. The scriptures does not say that the Father hath put an ice wall to bound the waters. He said he bound them. Right. He gave dimensions, breadth and width, length and height. He gave the realm exactly what it needed, 3-dimensional space. He didn't put ice walls. There's no ice wall separating the lake from my cottage. This is how water works. It levels itself out. The land rises above. It says in the scriptures that the land rose above the water. That's the boundary. There's no ice wall needed, Jerry. Stupid.
All right, so we're going to learn about Bob's son, the hacker, coming up here.
Gold.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. You obviously didn't hear. Zoom Truth came up with the idea of the People Finder, which was a separate website, kind of like full profile, the whole thing. And he had no followers. It really sucked because nobody was on it.
And wait, let's make this point. We brought him on Monday Night Raw.
So hang on. Jaron and I brought him on Monday Night Raw, and we promoted the fuck out of that thing. And he got 6,000 users, but it wasn't working so well. There was technical problems. Now, he says that there was no technical
6,666, Dave?
Yeah. Well, Zoom actually comes out and says it wasn't 6,000, it was 600.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 6,600, and then is he going to come out and say, no, it wasn't 600, it was
60.
Yeah. 60 or something, yeah.
Problems, but talk to anybody on it.
Well, talk to Bob's son. Bob's son was able to get into the back.
Bob's son.
Here we go.
Problems, but talk to anybody on it.
Well, talk to Bob's son. Bob's son was able to get into the back room and see that everybody's passwords and usernames were not encrypted. So he told his dad, but hey, Bob, this site, or Dad, the site is not encrypted. You can see because his son's a hacker. His son works for Epic Games and can hack things. So,
hacker. What a horrible story. Okay, listen. Zoom Truth gave the keys to the app to David, right? David gave the keys to someone else. That person went in and stole all the passwords and emails for all the people on the site. Dave took the data and the creation of the app, and then created his own app using that information, and then built upon it and made it better. That's what tiny hat people do. And they're so cocky, these two guys, Jaron and Dave. They're the swindler of all swindlers. Jaron has been known. He's tons of internet criminality with this guy, tons of it. There's so many ripped off reports about this guy, it's not even funny. He begs for like washer and dryers. This guy is just an absolute joke of a human being. David is a con artist. He took Zoom stuff, they hacked it, and then they went out because they want you to go to Dave's app, and they said that, oh, if you go on there, you're vulnerable for hacking. And they did all this. This is all illegal. Everything that they did is illegal. You're not allowed to hack someone's website and steal the passwords and information. You're not allowed. It's illegal.
So here comes Dave's excuse for ripping off Zoom.
So when Bob told that guy, he said, "That's it. I don't want anything to do with you guys. You're trying to attack my website." And he's like, "No, I'm helping. I'm telling you that we can see people's." That's a very dangerous thing.
And we can help write the code. He's willing to do it for free.
Yes.
And they refused. So wait, jumping away from that. RV saying, "Did I steal the idea from them?"
Yes.
So while they were doing it, I said, "Hey, can you do a radius counter? Can you make a radius so it'll see all the people in a radius and you can message them?" Like, yeah, we can do that. They tried that. It didn't work. Right. So then
Zoom,
I said,
Zoom
okay,
says they had that idea way before David. David just came in and stole it.
I'm going to put it on my app. I put their program on my app in the #1 position.
Because you were data mining it. You were data mining the F out of it so you could sell more products. You were targeting people because you're an absolute coward, gross individual because all you care about is making money. You stole his information because you wanted to data mine it so you could find more people to market. Don't play stupid with us, David. You're at the big boy table now, David. Don't play stupid, okay? There's people's lives that are at risk here. People's salvation is at risk. You think it's funny to put your head behind the sun, that you have the face like the shining sun? You're going to pay for that too, David. I'm warning you right now. And not only that, the picture that David has up, it's rectilineated. He CGI'd it to make it look flatter. It's everything about this guy is a lie and filled with Peter file symbolism.
Page that has 15 things that I could advertise. I put them in the #1 position ahead of Globebusters, right? And I had it there for 2 friggin' years, right? And you know what
Data
Dave
mined
did?
everybody in Flat Earth. Anyone who
He
signed
laid
up
on
for that app, Dave had everything in your fucking phone. Everything you said, everything you did, Dave had keys to it. How about that, everybody? And not only that, but everybody knew because Mark and Pat tried to do this already, and it was completely exposed. We have hundreds of videos. All of these videos are documenting all the shilly things that these people have done. If anybody asks you to buy an app, if you sign up for David's app, if you look at the terms and conditions of that app, you will find that it absolutely has the right to take your pictures, to look at your phone calls, to do anything you want. You literally hand the keys of your stuff over, and anyone that handed it over to Zoom Truth, David just told you, I had it on my page for 2 years. They were just data mining you.
Couch for 2 years, eating chocolates and playing Xbox.
And not only that, hang on a second. I'm going to say this again. With the Peter file symbolism that's going on here, and this son of a bitch coming up with an app that tracks people, that locates you, I'm outraged. I'm mad right now. This absolutely is one of the most disgusting people I've ever seen on social media. I don't want this guy anywhere near the public people. How is that allowed? How is this guy allowed to do that? Yoked up with the Church of Satan, all the 33s, all the Masonic symbolism. This guy's been profiting off selling masks, right? Everybody take a good hard look at this guy. And if you're on his site, if you have kids, you better make sure that they don't have that app. I would be looking in the phones right away.
Nothing to fix it. And he claims that I said it wasn't working when everyone that says, yeah, it was on the friend finder and I messaged people and I never got a message back, so I gave up, right? So I did a different thing. I did my friend finder on the app based on app users, not on people signing up for a separate website and creating.
No, it was your app. And yeah, you don't have to go to a different website. It's just a feature you put on your app. That's obvious.
Usernames and passwords, and I did it myself. I waited 2 friggin' years to help this guy to promote him. Right. So saying, this guy's butthurt. Right. Guess what? My app is doing
butthurt.
Awesome.
Why would anyone hang on?
30,000 blue dots on there.
30,000. So again, this guy's talking about words like butthurt on a baby truther show, calling out things like butthurt with Peter file symbolism all over his guy. And on his shirt, it says, The pale blue dot. And you guys understand.
Are you a blue dot?
Yes. So he's promoting meeting people, tracking you, finding you. And not only that, but the blue dot symbolism is the scientific thing where they told everybody that you lived on a blue dot, right? He's promoting heliocentrism at the same time.
All right, we can skip ahead here a little.
I can't stand getting mad, but when I hear this content, when I see the character, when I see what he does, it makes me sick to my stomach that people are actually giving this guy the keys into their lives, right? Like, it just baffles me that people don't see through this.
So I'm thinking we're at 10 o'clock now. We've got just a few more timestamps, and then we'll be to the line that was in the intro. So I guess we'll get up to that point. So we're at 26:13.
And I'll make a video based on that information and stuff. I don't steal other people's information. As a matter of fact, hold on, I'll be done in a second.
You told me on a phone call. RV, the first time we talked,
RV, I'm still
75, 80%
talking.
what I get.
Can you tell him to shut up, Jared?
RV, look at Jared. Look up. Hold on, pause. So this part here was great. So David was in his rant. Jaron had him fully presented. Alex and Jaron were off in La La Land, texting their whatever. And RV all of a sudden shows up and completely trips up David. He just throws a wrench into his mind. David's like, he's just totally lost. Jaron. These guys, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to propose that these men here are still little boys. They never grew up. This is the exact same way they would hang out in their stupid clubhouse, and they would say, Jason and Ronnie, you're not allowed in the clubhouse. You guys aren't liars. You don't want to play our games. Because we would say, get away from me with your content and the things that you guys are saying, right? So I just really want people to understand that these aren't men. These are cowardly, like their mentality is childlike. All of them. Listen to Jaron, can you mute him? Like, this is an absolute joke. How are these people profiting off of this? How?
RV, wait. Let him finish.
Shut up. Shut up.
Let him finish.
Let me finish my point.
Hold on, RV. You can get 5 points done. You can get 5 points done. Let Dave finish. Dave, say when you're done.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, you're blaspheming. What the hell?
And he's
Yep, that's because I hate Christ. There you go. Take that clip, by the way. I hate Christ. Write that. Okay? Take that and just use it out of context. Because that's what you do. Right?
Now we get some truth, huh?
All right. Take that clip. Well, RV's not going to do anything with it, but we'll take it and we'll let everybody see. Look at that look on his face right there.
I hate Christ, he said. Right? Take that and then use it out of context, even though he literally just did. He literally said it. Jesus effing Christ. He just said it, even though the name Jesus means earth pig or hell Zeus, right? That's not the true name. Letter J was like just a little bit over 500 years old. But anyways, I digress.
We'll let him deliver his lines one more time here.
Wait.
Shut up.
Let him finish.
Shut up. Shut up.
Let him finish.
Let me finish my point.
Hold on, RV. You can get 5 points done. You can get 5 points done. Let Dave finish. Dave, say when you're done.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, you're blaspheming. What the hell?
And look at how he's got his background set up. I want to let everybody know the Yahawahashai and Adam are the ones with the face like the shining sun, not you. You scumbag coward. You are going to pay for everything that you've done. You're going to pay unless you repent and actually correct your way. And I don't know how much time is left, but with thou shalt not buy or sell coming on super quick and what they're doing right now, there's probably not a lot of time left, Dave. I'm warning you. Like, he is so blasphemous, you guys. This is the most blasphemous character on the scene right now.
Here comes his big line. He says, use it.
What?
Yep. That's because I hate Christ. There you go. Take that clip, by the way. I hate Christ. Write that. Okay? Take that and just use it out of context, because that's what you do.
Out of context. No, it's in context. We played it in context. Let's jump ahead to 231.40.
And we do know how to do SEO tactics, okay, Dave? And this isn't the only platform we're going to be on. And if I save just one person, I feel like I've done my job. And I don't mean save them into the next aeon. I mean keep them away from you.
Flat Earth. So, anything of anti-flat Earth is, absolutely ludicrous. But I don't think we got a lot accomplished today, sadly.
Well, RV didn't hear anything.
Well, I know, because he was listening.
I heard everything. I just heard nonsense. I heard a bunch of hot air people making up stuff, and we have to be more reality-based. When I go in the real world, I see the sun, the moon, and I see everything in front of me. When I start talking about imaginary things beyond the ice wall, oh, there's these large animals, there's this, there's that, and everything else. And
beyond the ice wall.
Large animals.
Tyrannosaurus Rexes beyond the ice wall.
So Russian Videos just gets to absolutely mock David Weiss. He just does it over and over again. And they all have to sit there. And David's the big handler. His neighbor before 9/11 bought a house for $30 million. So you know what David's sitting on. He talks about all his retreats and his Mason. Last weekend he went to he was going to go to a Mason learning experience, right?
Mm-hmm. All right. So we've got some revelation coming from Alex.
Oh,
there's tropical land behind the freaking ice wall. How can you go beyond the ice wall? There'd be tropical land. It would be a great
Admiral
distance.
Bird said that he saw
another sun,
Admiral
another
Bird,
moon,
33, right?
RV. Admiral Bird said. I guess you're going to say
Wasn't
he's
he
a
Sir?
Freemason, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, he's definitely a Mason. There's no doubt about that. I think there were some tabs earlier today. Do I still have them up?
For what?
There was
for Bird. I didn't see any.
Yeah, I had one. I guess I don't see.
Is it the Wikipedia? There's two Wikipedias there on the fifth and sixth tab.
No, that's not them. That's lunar module.
It's probably that one there.
This one?
What? Not that one.
No.
Next one over. Update on Flat Earther.
That's Pat. What's this one? No, that's Pat. Maybe. Not these. There was.
That's for Pizza Tea. Pizza Tea.
I don't see it. I'll go back to the stream.
It's fine.
But he said that there's.
He is a
tropical
Freemason.
parts.
Even admitted.
I know,
he's
but
no
let's
Freemason.
just say this: if there is a
There's
wall,
stamp with them with-
even in the
Listen,
flat Earth
Alex,
model.
If there is a wall, no, not a.
He's going on baby truther.
But listen, RV, if there is a wall in the flat Earth model, it wouldn't just be
Freemason
frozen the whole way around. There could be parts that could be closer to the sun that could be tropical. So I don't think that that's crazy to think that there's tropical
Closer to
parts
the
of
sun.
Antarctica, which is the opposite of what they tell us, that it's totally frozen. So, in that sense, you have no idea
Listen,
what the
here's the thing:
entire
is,
ice
why
wall
don't you
is made
Google
of.
Richard Admiral Byrd Freemason? You're gonna.
He said he knows.
All right, let's do that.
He knows. There's more to it. Oh, you're gonna do it?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. And so, because that's their only defense for their ice ring, right? Their 60,000-mile ice ring. Remember, the sun travels at 1,000 miles an hour, and it takes 24 hours for it to travel by you and then to travel past that spot again. There's no 60,000 miles. It's Freemasonry everywhere. The hidden hand symbolism, right? Look at that pentagram on his gravestone.
Yeah.
Right there, pentagram. No, over to the third one to the right. That one. Pentagram. Ladies and gentlemen, Church of who? Who are we exposing? Church of Satan. Of course that they are going to promote this guy. Of course. Got a pentagram on his gravestone.
There was a
Scottish rewrite.
Flat Earth wiki about this. It showed all of it. I saw it this morning, but now it's not showing up. Sorry, everyone.
I think we've seen enough symbolism right here.
Yeah.
And not only was he the guy that gave him their ice ring, but he's also the guy that gave Lord Stephen Christ his concavity theory stuff, because he then said he flew to the north and went into a hole into the earth, which when they show you a picture of a map and they show you a hole in the center of it, is because that map is being flattened out from a stereographic projection. And the artifact of that actually creates a skewed center point, which becomes a hole in the projection. And that's what these guys believe, that, he flew into the center of the earth.
We got some left in this clip, though.
Knows that.
With the Masonic
I said I know
symbol
that.
on it.
I know. I said I know that. But I'm saying he might not have been lying. It's called predictive program, called revelation of the
He
method.
might not have been lying.
Sometimes they
Revelation of the method, it's called, right? So it's called the externalization of the hierarchy.
Yeah,
right?
he's got a different term for it.
know that, but I'm saying he
Well,
might not
that's
have been
what it-
lying. It's called predictive program, called revelation of the method. Sometimes they have
He
to
was
tell
lying.
us some truths. I mean, I've heard you say that exactly. So very, very, it's like Warner von
declares-
Braun on his, but listen, on Warner
Good.
von Braun's tombstone, it says Psalm 19:1, the firmament showeth his handiwork.
The
So they-
Rakia, the stars. Hang on. So that's another misquoted satanic agenda. When they try to talk about Warner von Braun's tombstone, it doesn't mean the solid dome in the sky.
It's stupid. It means the handiwork of the Father was in the stars, the story that it tells along the ecliptic path. The line runs from one end of the earth unto the other, and nothing is hid from there on. And it is about the heavenly story, the virgin birth, the death and resurrection. All of it is written in the stars, and there's a lot more written in the stars too.
Oh, the shape of the earth.
Area. That doesn't make any freaking sense. Show me that in our reality anywhere where you can have that happen.
Where you can have what? A tropical and a polar climate near each other?
A tropical and an ice. You can have the coldest temperatures, and right next to it, a tropical area. That doesn't
but you don't know the shape of,
sense.
you don't know the shape of the bowl that we live on. I'm saying there could be
shape of the bowl that we live on. You don't. It's not a bowl because it's not a circle, and we can prove that.
Parts that are closer to the sun of the
the thing pisses me, let me tell you what pisses me off about this is it being a truther. Well, being a truther is about having an open mind, and so I get it that you have a very specific avenue that you want people to stay down, right? This biblical
false AE map. It's not biblical, Jaron.
Not biblical. False
not biblical cosmos. Yes,
he wants people to stay down.
The debunked AE map model that we destroyed, then the mainstream media went on to destroy. And when you search Flat Earth and YouTube or any social media network, you're just going to get nothing but debunked videos of the AE map model, because the sun's path alone in the south right now, if you check the sun's path, it rises south of east and sets south of west. It's doing an absolute opposite circle, not opposite, but 180-degree path other than what you would demand. Not only that, the two equinoxes, when the sun travels and it rises due east and sets due west, it's doing a straight path across the earth, Jaron. You know this. There's absolutely no way a sun could be circling to the right while doing a straight shadow path. It's impossible.
So we got 3 timestamps left, and this is content from the intro song that we'll be playing as an outro song coming up, but you'll get familiar with these lines.
Theory, and I think it's a very possible one. So what if we were in this dome, then we had Antarctica, and it terminated to Antarctica, and then bubbling up again comes another dome, okay? Another a ring dome, like a donut. And
like
then
a donut.
The dome isn't the firmament. The dome is very, very thick, and that's the firmament. And the source of that sun is above that dome or within that dome. So we have the sun being reflected, projected just like a magnifying glass makes a little point. Okay, this is just speculation. I'm just spitballing here. So we have our sun being focused into our atmosphere. Well, that same source sun would hit that other little dome and focus another sun right in there. And it could be freezing where the dome comes down. Antarctica is the freezing point. And then there's another dome. And that same source sun, that same source, God-given energy source, is projecting the same thing. And then the people inside that dome see the dome there. I mean, that is a possibility. That is not anti-biblical. It's
yes, it is anti-biblical. Everything that guy just said was an absolute. He just made an ass clown of himself. He said the dome is the dome. It's not in the dome, but it's still in the dome. And then people can see that the edge of the dome is where the other edge of the dome is. Everything that he just said, and then he tried to say that it's biblical. Listen, the only person that ever came up with a more retarded statement, Dave just won most retarded ever assimilation to what we could call reality. Morgile said, imagine the Earth as an AE map and model, and to view the southern star trails circling a complete different path than the one that we would need for our singular point map and model with the dome, is that you need to put shot glasses on your eyes and then look at like you're looking at a basketball court. That's what the Morgile. Now Dave's is worse. Now he's got double domes that inside the dome, but not inside the dome. The sun is in the dome, but outside of the dome, shining through like a magnifying glass. And he's literally the entire podcast. He's had a sun inside the sky behind him. How stupid are people out there? I get really mad and worked up against liars and deceivers because I really want this place to be rid of them, because these are the people that stop people from living righteous lives. This guy is a shill con artist, and it's gross.
All right, so his background right there is the literal debunk of his projection theory, which he's going to be coming up to right here.
Something that we can speculate on. It's something that we can think about and not claim that we know how this Earth is. You have a massive ego because you think you know exactly how this place is set up, and you don't.
We don't.
Not only that, go ahead.
We don't have to know exactly how it's set up, but there are things that we can absolutely prove can't be possible. One of those things is the sun, moon, and stars doing circles around a single polar point.
And so true. And not only that, but in his background, right? He has a supposedly, I don't even think it's real. I think this is CGI. He has the sun. He sets it up because it's a balloon supposedly that's spinning. So what it makes you think mentally is that the sun's circling around in the sky when it's really in a stationary spot, and it's the CGI to mimic a balloon circling, right? Not only that, but you can see that it's concave. It's everything about this guy is just fake.
So here comes projection theory.
How can you have a projection of the sun and the moon above the dome, but you say the clouds? We can see the moon behind the clouds. It's illuminated, but it's above the dome. Just none of it made sense, and they called you out, and I was agreeing with them. I don't.
No,
want to
you
say
don't
publicly,
understand
but
it.
man,
That's
So RV says they called you out on it. He doesn't define who it was. We've been calling out on it. So him having the sun up like this, and in the Freemason New World Order AE map model, the sun has to be 3,000 miles up above the earth. If it's a projection, if it's being reflected through the dome into a focal light beam, you could never have the sun rise from below the clouds. Could never have it. Yet we see it all the time. He's got the footage of it on his channel. Like if the sun is 3,000 miles up, you could never have the sun rising from below the clouds, going up through the clouds and going up above this. So the debunk of this focal point of light, other channels have tried using this focal point. Matt Long was one of them. It's retarded. You cannot have the sun being a focal point of light and then actually watch a sunrise and see it come up from the ground, underneath the clouds, underlighting the clouds. Planes flying above are underlit, right? Because in his model, the sun is always 3,000 miles up. None of those things could ever happen.
And we do have clarification that actually was supposedly, this isn't Sean's wife. I pulled up his page. She doesn't look anything like the character that we saw. So that must be Rob Skiba's wife.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. And then here's donut holes and ice walls. So this will be our final clip at 2:38:58.
headed monsters on the other side of the ice wall. People get pulled into that nonsense.
Nobody's saying that.
You're putting a bit of fantasy in there to make it more interesting,
Hey, Jaron,
and more. When the reality is, the
give his
reality is
final
not
words and go.
as sexy
All right?
as your made up.
I'm done. It was 3 o'clock. We said 3 was
freaking donut holes and beyond the ice wall.
Donut holes and beyond the ice wall. That has been the theme of tonight's show. That's what all these guys are promoting. David Weiss, RV, Jaron, Alex, Rose 777, Crow 777, you name it. They're all promoting donut holes and beyond the ice wall. And there's a Peter file aspect to this that we're going to continue to go through. But I think we've done enough for tonight.
There's one more screen share. Okay. I just noticed. I sent you a message on the green bubble, but I don't want you to. Interesting enough that I went to Skiba's channel to check it out. He's got 33,000 followers, right? On his Facebook. I just thought that would be funny to show people. He doesn't have much, but that definitely looks like his wife. And when I searched him, actually, he has 33,600. Here, let me take another screenshot and send this to you so you can show people.
We gotta downsize it a little.
1 second. Let me get that to you. Here's the next one. So that one just shows because it's not giving us the full detail. Okay. But yeah, he's got the red pharmakia seed. He's got the 33. He's got all the satanic symbolism. And then here's the other clip of we got Skiba just so everybody can see. Look at that. 33,600. Right.
He's got it all figured out. And he's
just never
sending me emails from findrobs@gmail.com, right?
It never ends with these guys. Never ends. The symbolism and the satanic stuff. And it's just crazy. I'd like Torah observance to make it make sense that a Church of Satan, openly Aleister Crowley and promoter, is the one telling you that Rob Skiba was the best Christian he knew. Make that make sense, please.
It doesn't work.
And so my closing statements on the whole entire night is that anybody who has David White's app, I would absolutely delete that as fast as you can. If you've got kids that are FEers, flat earthers, get them off that app, especially if you live anywhere near any of these people. Now, that app is also tracking people. So if you have his app and you're around, other flat earthers now can track where you are, right? Pay attention to the pedophile symbols, right? And listen to the characters that we're listening to. Pay attention to everything that we've said. If you can help us see better truth, please leave a comment below. Share with us what you found or what you've seen. I'm calling out Jake the asshole again. I challenged him to a fight over chemtrails. If he believes in chemtrails so much, he wants to challenge other people to fight. Let's do it. Let's Conspiracy Castle or Cats. He can come and film it and live stream it too. He's not far from us. Maybe he wants to fight. He might be a tough guy too. But yeah, everybody just wake up to this group. Pay attention to who these people are. Use your mind. Don't trust anybody. Trust the truth. Only stick with the truth. Okay. I love you guys. Stay after the truth.
You only heard this on Yahawahashai News Network.
See your fallen God, he's standing next to me, far from home. Can you hear your broken promises? I am what you've been waiting for. Anger, it's like poison that feeds the soul. Can you hide from Satan's liars when every word is the death of me? And this is who can you break your crumbling idols and push them pieces into the sea? Can I trust you to keep my secret? I have loved in the face of God.
Yeah, that's not a tropical where you can grow coconuts right next to ice. It's not going to happen. That's
So RV, you believe that there is a crystalline, some sort of dome over us? Yes? No?
Probably something like diamond. Yeah, probably.
Okay,
like diamond. That's a theory.
I'll go with that. No, I'm with you. That's a theory, and I think it's a very possible one. So what if we were in this dome, then we had Antarctica, and it terminated to Antarctica, and then bubbling up again comes another dome, okay? Another a ring dome like a donut. And then the dome isn't the firmament. The dome is very, very thick, and that's the firmament. And the source of that sun is above that dome or within that dome. So we have the sun being reflected, projected just like a magnifying glass makes a little point. Okay, this is just speculation. I'm just spitballing here. So we have our sun being focused into our atmosphere. Well, that same source sun would hit that other little dome and focus another sun right in there. And it could be freezing where the dome comes down. Antarctica is the freezing point. And then there's another dome. And that same source sun, that same source, God-given energy source, God-given energy source is projecting the same thing, and then the people inside that dome see the dome there. I mean, that is a possibility. That is not anti-biblical. It's something that we can speculate on. It's something that we can think about and not claim that we know how this earth is. You have a massive ego because you think you know exactly how this place is set up, and you don't.
I'm using common sense. What you're applying there is just gibberish rubbish that you're just pulling out of your butt. I'm sticking to make it more interesting.
Hey, Jaron,
and more when the reality is the reality is not as sexy as your made up millions of other freaking donor holes and beyond the ice wall.
And this is